Well, good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? It is an absolutely beautiful Saturday morning here in Northern Michigan, and I am super excited that my work week has come to an end, and I have a little bit of time. I don't know if you could tell from my stream schedule this week, but I'm back to work, and holy smokes, am I back to work! It was a busy week. It was a very, very busy week in life just in general. So I'm really excited. Good morning, Amos. How are you? We're going to go ahead and get started here. We find ourselves on CRUL1 and kind of testing out a little bit of different quantum drive today. Craze, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you. Salute, sir. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look here. Now, I actually claimed my prospector over this way, and it showed up for whatever reason without its quantum drive. So I had to go with whatever I could find on CRUL1 that I thought would work. And so I just decided to go with a siren. We'll have to see how that goes. It was what's available here, and we're gonna make it work. It is it is a military grade B, I think. So not a terrible thing, potentially, but, one I've never tried before. Pyro, good morning. How are you, sir? It is going really well this morning. It was a busy work week, but we're turning the corner, so I'm happy about that. And so, yeah, this was actually kind of my leftover, stealth build here. So kind of monkeying around here. Still have some of the stealth components in it. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. I do have the Lancet MH1 and some Brants on board right now. So I figured we'd do a little air and halo mining this morning. Amos says, can't you get the VK00 there? I didn't see it there, Amos. I thought so too, actually. But I know the VK00 is on ARC-L1, and I think it's, I know that it's in Grim Hex, but CRUL1, not so sure. Fiefers, good morning, Fiefers. How are you this morning? Nice to see you.
To the ASOP,
and that's Happy Wave back to you, sir. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull this guy out. Hopefully the old siren drive will make it to the air and halo. I'm sure it will, but it just, we're rolling the dice here a little this morning. I kind of enjoy it. So pad 4, we're going to hit the prospector and get this party started. Coffee is absolutely essential this morning. I kind of woke up and you kind of wake up some mornings just having kind of this fog over you. You're like, holy smokes, man! I need to wake up. Today's Pyro says today's going pretty well so far. First rock with a 5120 at 48%. That's a hell of a rock. Nice job, Pyro. Hoping today will be a good Quantanium day. That sounds like a good start. Jez Healed, welcome to the channel. Jez says, I only just discovered your channel. I love it. Thanks for getting me the prospector mining. Jez, that absolutely could not be happier to have you on board. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're enjoying the content. And you know what? We love Quantanium mining over here. So, prospector mining. Prospector's my favorite ship in the game. So I know when you get the bug. I know how it goes. Amos says, oh yeah, I misheard you. Thought you said ARC-L1. Nope, no sir. No worries, Amos, at all. All good. Hey, Darkside, nice to see you, Dark. Good evening. How are you, man? Nice to see you. Prince says hi and gives a salute. Prince, how are you? Nice to see you. Good morning, everybody. So we're off to the races here. We're gonna do a little air and halo mining. And of course, that's been my soup du jour lately. I know that, but I just love doing it. So Juan Carlos, hey, nice to see you, Juan Carlos. Oh, it's a great party already this morning. So, all right, so we're hitting ARC L3, and we're gonna drop out at 11.5. Now, we're gonna pay particular attention to. I better make sure I put in a new quantum drive. So, does it have power? We better look there first. So, items. It does. Sometimes when you put in your new quantum drives, they won't have power, and you have to turn the power back on. So, didn't have to do that in this particular case. Driz, I just seen your comment before we came on board. Driz, you guys, is an awesome story. He says, he told me he just started to really kind of get in his feet with mining. He's got his prospector together. He's out on day 3 mining. It sounds like he had It sounded to me like, did you say 15 work orders, Driz? Driz caught the bug. Driz caught the same bug that I have, you know, and is out there busting it. Amos says, only 2 million, I can get myself a 600. Yeah, the 600 is a great chip, Amos. Juan Carlos says, from ARC-L1 to HURL5, you can drop a 7.9 and get a good belt. That's absolutely true, Juan Carlos. That is absolutely true. Today we're on CRUL1, and we're going to head towards ARC-L3, I think it is. And then ARC-L3 is going to is going to be where we're looking to go today. So Driz says 16. Driz has put he recently bought his prospector. Within a couple days has 16 jobs in the hopper. Oh my stars, Driz, you know, that's as much as caught the bug as anything right there, sir. I know exactly what you mean. I've been there. It's a great feeling once you get started. So we're headed towards ARC-L3, and we're going to drop out of 11.5. Driz says, I really appreciate the help through your vids and streams. You know, Driz, I know you've heard me say it so many times. This is the reason I do the stream. You're like the living embodiment of the use case of why I do the stream. Like, it's somebody who just gets involved, who gets decides to pick up a prospector and do some of that stuff. That's awesome. I love it. So. All right, I'm a little fired up this morning. The coffee's starting to kick in. Good morning, Jazzy Cat. How are you? Nice to see you, Jazzy. We are kind of getting our feet here. We're going to drop out from at about 11.5, and we are going to get this party started, seeing if we can't find something to put the lasers on. It's been a long week, you guys. It was a long work week, and then I had some life things going on. And it's really nice just to be able to kind of give myself a little bit of a distraction from all that and do a little Quantanium mining, for sure. We did do, Zell was gracious enough to spare some time. Wednesday night, we did manage to squeeze in the podcast this week. And if you haven't checked it out, I thought that was a good one. Belios, good morning. Belios, nice to see you, sir. Jaffrey, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you. Welcome aboard. So, yep, all right. We're going to let's kind of focus here. We got about 0.5 to go here. All right, we dropped out. This will work out just perfect. We'll go ahead and turn the quantum drive off. We'll go ahead and give ourselves a little bit more velocity. I'll pull out the mining laser, and we'll get this party started with a bit of a scan here. Few opportunity markers out there, so let's go ahead and get started. That is first one off the bat's going to be like, I'm not going to tell you what I am. No problem. We'll keep moving. That's a Q-type right off the bat, you guys. All right, we'll take that. Now, it doesn't look like it's going to be a great rock, but it's a Q-type second scan of the day, so we'll take it. We'll kind of move in on it and take a look. Juan Carlos says, nice, the channel is going. Yeah, absolutely is. Fantastic. Here's that rock right there. It's just a single. Prince says, my prospector exploded without warning upon arrival at CRUL1. No yellow light suddenly went red and exploded. You know what, Prince? That's happened to all of us who mine quite a bit. It absolutely is a thing that's going on right now. It happens, I've had a couple of rando kind of things like that happen as well, so I can really appreciate what you're saying there for sure. It is a thing that is happening. Darkside says, with the issue with the mole truly loving being back in the prospector, that's the best, Dark, that's the best way to deal with it, right? It's unfortunate. I mean, I completely understand. Griot says, I miss my mole. I get it. I get why everybody would miss their mole for sure. I want to see the mole fixed as possible. It's throwing a wrench in our Thursday mining operations as well. We all want to see the mole fixed for sure. But, acclimating yourself to the prospector a little more, there's nothing wrong with that. Rui, welcome to the channel. Not a name I recognize. Hello, everyone. How are you, Rui, this morning? Nice to see you. Bellio says, at Prince, yep, weird things afoot in the game. Had the same. See, yep, no warning timer, just went boom. That's one of the things I like about, like, when we can get together as a group and just kind of commiserate a bit and be like, oh my stars, you guys, I had this or I had that, because chances are it's not an isolated incident. There are many times we're going to find that we all experience a similar or same issue. I've had definitely the random explosion thing myself happened. Grio says, I'm rock mining until the mole comes back out. Grio, I can appreciate that for sure. 0128, welcome to the channel, Zero. Oof, I haven't had that problem yet. Yeah, it does happen. It certainly isn't a common occurrence, or it hasn't been a common occurrence for me. But I've definitely had it happen. I've had people report to me that it's happened to them. And so there's a little bit of shenanigans going on with some of that right now. Did I roll to the 2? Alright, well, we found one Quantanium rock so far, but it wasn't worth mining. We're still just kind of rolling and looking here. Have a lot of them that aren't necessarily giving me ping results, which usually means that they're not going to be scannable rocks. Jazzy Cat's same random boom here as well. Yo, Jazzy's had it as well. Drizna says, okay, guys, keep that bad juju away from me. It's been smooth. That's exactly right. Mass, good morning. Mass says, hey, everybody, how we doing? How are you doing, Mass? Sorry I missed you guys Thursday night. I hit a bit of a snag in life and mentioned something to Zell on it, and I'm sure we'll catch up soon, but hope you're doing good, sir. Rui says, I've been here a couple times before, really enjoying the relaxing times mining. I really appreciate that, Rui, for sure. Prince says that Belios, yeah, it surprised me. Luckily, I got out of the prospector before it exploded. Fair enough. Belios says, we be good. Morning, Mass. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, we're going to try and keep finding stuff here to put the mining lasers on. And kind of get cranking. Yeah, we've had a lot of, kind of I wouldn't say a lot, but, more than normal, where they won't necessarily give us a ping result, which is, here nor there. We'll just kind of keep working it, but I generally don't fly towards the ones that won't give a ping result because they are not scannable rocks. So certainly I've seen spots where you run into them, but anyways, you're doing that 179 scan, and of course then you kind of angle your laser back into a 2 degree or something along those lines, depending on its distance, to kind of get the type. Right, we're looking for Q types this morning. That's a P type. Now that took a couple of pings, so maybe there's just kind of a little bit of server lag, and I should maybe make sure I ping them a couple times. There's a Q type right there. We'll head towards it. Rui says, although I stopped mining because every time I sell Quantanium I lose money upon relogging. Oh, that's hard. I hadn't heard. I had heard people were losing money. I should probably check. 27 million. Yeah, I definitely still have the money that I, when I sold it last night. I sold my week's worth, and it was about 3.4 million or so. I think, is this the Q type here? Ah, it's right here. Single rock there. Kind of paying attention to the chat and losing my way here. Not going to be a great rock. This is going to be a 2%er. Matt says, no worries, doing good. We did some R&D last night. Zal and I got some info for you. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to catch up with you guys today for sure. Drizna says, I've been on Lyria only. Don't get me wrong. I'm not getting unis, but I'm printing money, as they say. Driz, yeah, that's the one thing. Anything that's north of 15 SEU is a good run. I know it's not always a uni, you know what I mean, but anything north of 15 SEU is a good run. Bellio says, at recently, I'm mining and refining, not selling. Just keep losing money when I log in. You guys, yeah, that is interesting. I definitely hadn't, I know that there's been a lot of people hit with the AUEC loss bug, but I definitely haven't had quite that many problems with it. That is not good to hear. So, I want to keep hearing about it. So if more of you are kind of hitting that where you're losing your AUEC, for sure, say something in the chat, because I'll make sure that I go look up stuff at the issue council and see what's happening with that, and put in my put in some use cases. Belios says, I went to bed with 650K in the bank, woke up with 50K. That is weird, Belios. And so you weren't able to in any way do a character reset or anything, and not that you should. I'm not saying that that's being handled gracefully, but nothing kind of worked on getting it back. Geesley says, good to hear your voice, brother. This is now officially my favorite SE stream. Anytime I can introduce a bit more wholesomeness into my life is a big win for me. Cheers. Geesley, that is awesome, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We definitely try and, a little philosophy behind, kind of the channel. It's, we definitely try and keep it as lighthearted here as possible. We want people to kind of just come and mine and forget about their troubles if they can. I try and forget about mine. Everybody's got stuff in life, but we just want to have a good time and do some mining and chit-chat, right? So that's awesome. Grio says, I lost 2 on Monday and 6 on Wednesday. Wow, that's a lot. Young Smooth, and you know what, guys? I haven't, because things have been busy. I mean, I did a lot of mining, but I didn't really do a whole lot of playing outside of that this week. Grio says, I reset 4 times. Oh, my stars, you guys. Dave, nice to see you, Dave. How are you this morning? Dave says, refine then cash in what you want to spend. Yeah, that's maybe a... Now, you can see, you guys. I don't know. Maybe I'm not rolling forward enough here. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, yeah, it was me. M-type. I was just lost in the chat. Rui says, so yeah, I'm growing rep all across the plan so I can get money because I spend so much time on level 1 and everything. Yeah, grinding a little, if you do take time off from mining, and from time to time, tongue-in-cheek people do, I don't, heavens, there's a whole other, doing some of those derelicts or doing some faction grinding or whatever. I think there's nothing wrong with that kind of stuff, and I pretty much stick to mining myself, but there are times when I just go, I'm just going to go fly around and shoot things in my, in like my gladius or stuff like that. I think it's a good idea. It's healthy to get away from some of this stuff. Bellio says, multiple reloads didn't save it. SC says, not a character reset. So I reset anyways, no dice. Huh. Yeah, that is crazy, you guys. That's too many of you reporting a similar issue. We don't like to hear that, that's for sure. Grizz says, same Bellios. Drizna says, agrees. It's been nice to have some wholesome content. Thanks, guys. I do appreciate that, honestly. I never really thought about it that way too much. I mean, I do definitely try and make sure that, I don't know, we just try and keep it as lighthearted as possible. That's for sure. But, hey, there's some Q-types there. Finally, looks like a couple rocks, too. Yeah, I really appreciate that, though. That is, that you guys have noticed that is something I'm going for. I don't want to, I know it's probably a bit corny or whatever, but I don't care. I want, if somebody's sitting there, like a lot of us older folks play the game, right? And, if you happen to be sitting there with your grandchild, I just don't want you to have to turn off the channel. That's just kind of I think that's, I know, like I said, I don't want to sound terribly corny about it, but that's kind of what I've been going for, is a situation kind of like that. And I hope it seems like, I think that you guys are echoing that sentiment, and I really appreciated that. Rui says, I have 6 ships and can only claim my Andromeda. I have heard about that one, where you can't claim a lot of your ships, for sure. So I resetted my character, but nothing has been solved. So you still can't call anything else, Rui, as far as that goes? Wow, they've really got to get this back end stuff fixed here. So we got a couple of rocks. This is probably not going to be a great one here. It is max size, 5122 for space, but I bet you it's only going to be, it's hard to say. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. But it's probably not going to be great. It's a 7%er, right? Yeah, I didn't think it didn't look like it was turning out to be great. Drac, good morning, Drac. Need more coffee. I want to blow stuff up. Yeah, got to find some stuff too, Drac. We got to get some stuff going. Wow, Rui, that is crazy. I mean, it sounds to me like they definitely have got things kind of a touch over their skis with things. So hopefully they kind of, even before the 17.2 patch, there's some stability, some kind of a stability, something or another that they do, because they, that's not a good look. You don't want to be losing a lot of your prog, like that kind of stuff. And that it's always one of the dangers, I think, with timelines and having an alpha, and kind of, I think one of the reasons that they pushed back that's an M type there. One of the reasons that they pushed back, 3.18 is because, for a whole bunch of extra Evocati testing, is so they don't kind of really get themselves in a pickle where they've got, things are just not in real good standing. I think it's in that same one, right? Yep, that's that M type there. Billy says, inside SE, Jared, Space Dad, recent video, there's a patch, Inc. They're adding the illegal box missions for smugglers. Yeah, hopefully there's some stability stuff coming for sure, you guys. So here's what we're doing, right? We've got a 180 scan going. That usually keeps the stuff out in front of us. And then I'm focusing in. We got the mining laser out, and when I ping back out to them, a lot of times you get the results. As you can see, that's like an M-type cluster based on the diamond icons and the type. And we're looking for Q-types out here. Q-types are the ones that contain Quantanium, and that's what we're after. Dark Bebby, why use the Lancet with Brant modules? Well, it's because the Lancet reduces instability by 75% on Quantanium, and then the Brant reduces the instability by a further 25%. So you really do get the maximum benefit of kind of calming the unstable rock down. Quantanium, of course, Dark is incredibly unstable, right? So it makes it a lot easier to mine. When you pull up the mining UI, and I can show you a little later, you have to keep the laser intensity inside the green optimal window. And, it will, if you have a real low instability, it just stays very calm inside there. It's not a difficult thing to manage. It doesn't, swing wildly up and into the overcharge or fall out of the green optimal window. So that's really the main reason, is because when I'm on Quantanium, it's the smoothest, simplest way for me to deal with it. And Dark, if you have more questions about it, I'm happy to answer them for you, sir. Drisness says, Bellios, what's your in-game username? I'll hook you up. Things have been buttery smooth for me. That is very kind of you, Driz. Rui says, I know this might be controversial, but I would rather see performance and bug fixes than new content for a couple of months. I can understand where you're coming from, Rui. And I mean, in one of the things that Zell and I did, mention in the podcast earlier this week, is 17.2 really is a content patch. It's a really an interesting way to say it, and I don't disagree. I think hopefully along with some of that content, they're well aware of these instability issues. I'm sure they must be, because they certainly do have a lot of metrics. So I'm sure that they must be aware of them. And so hopefully along with some of that content does come some stability. I agree with that 100%. All right, we're cruising on in here. That's a Q-type right up there. We'll go take a look at that one right up there. So whenever you do find a Q-type, it's probably pretty good to roll back to a 90, because that will actually then just kind of keep the ping out in front of you. And so Bellios, let's go ahead and do a little bit of this here. Do I have you? Do I have Bellios? I think I do. So how about, I don't do this all the time, Bellios, but how about a couple 100K get you back on your feet, sir? That'll help. No problem. So yeah, we'll just kind of keep on moving here. That's nice of you too, Driz. I appreciate it for sure. Leading the way there. We'll get the kindness train started. We do that from time to time, I think. When people kind of come in and say that, we all have been down on our luck for sure, and the game doesn't necessarily always help. So, don't even worry about it, brother. Hopefully that was you, and if not, somebody else got a nice, somebody else got a nice, a little bit of a money. So I think that was you though. So, and it doesn't, dude. It's totally fine. Please don't even worry about it. It's absolutely no worries whatsoever. Cool. This is not going to be a great rock. This is probably going to be around another 6 or 7%er if I were to guess, something like that. Yep, a 6%er, right? So I'm starting to get better about that. We're going to keep moving. That was not a great Q type, but no, you know what? We're just rolling here this morning. Drax says, I have to agree with Rui. Sousa, give folks a chance to get new stuff, plus make stuff actually work before dumping a bunch more new stuff. Star Streams, good. How are you, Streams? Have you been able to get back into the game? I've been meaning to catch up with you. I had such a busy week working. It's nice to see you, Streams, for sure. Everybody say hi, good morning to Star Streams this morning. Thomas, how are you? Good morning. Here's a cluster that won't kind of give up the... Come on, tell us what you are, cluster. It's not doing it. Driz says, haha, legend. You spread kindness, my friend. Thank you, Driz. Thank you very much. Bellio says, yo, Mr. Rock Mining in the house. Hiya, Star. That's exactly right. Make sure everybody you get Star a big hearty hello for sure. Drisness says, a Star Stream's famous guy alert. Yeah, that's exactly right, you guys. Awesome. So we're out here pinging types. Here, there's an E-type. Starstream says, yeah, I'm back. Got back in, thanks. Well, that's awesome. I definitely, I had you know, it's one of those when you have a week off and then you head back to work and it's like, oh, I've got these 7,000 emails and things to do. So it's one of those kind of weeks where there's a Q type. We'll head right towards it, and we'll roll back to a 90 to keep it honest. So yeah, it's just a busy week for me this week. Got the podcast done with Zell, but other than that, between work and then really life issues, just kind of. It's nice that it's Saturday. Let's just leave it at that. We'll keep moving. So beautiful Q type we're moving in on. Hopefully it's got a little something in it we can keep mining. But yeah, everybody, I hope that you're having a beautiful Saturday. Here in northern Michigan, it's absolutely blue skies, probably 68 out. It's just gorgeous out. Drac says, possible new game inside SC, just pick a random player up and dump 10K to 100K. You know what, Drac? That is one thing I will say. That happens a lot more than you think. And I've never seen a game where people kind of give it away, to kind of get other people right. Now, this could be a nice Rocky, guys. This is actually looking like it could be a fairly decent one. It is a 4931 mass. It's probably, maybe in a 20. I'm thinking we'll have to see. It's just a 16%er. So, I was thinking it might be up around 20 based on what I see there. That's probably going to be one that we avoid, even though it's not a bad rock. It's not quite enough there for us to kind of want to get into. Jojo, nice to see you, Jojo. Same, I'm in agreement. They need to fix the bugs. Elevator for one is the most frustrating. I can understand that, Jojo. Had happened 3 times. One is the other is when you die, you lose all your stuff. Well, I don't know that part's a bug, but, but you're absolutely right. When you do, they probably, you just need to make sure you get your marker so you can get your corpse back. I think that's actually... I think that's intended. I don't know. I mean, now, if you mean lose, like permanently lose, that's not good at all. Rui says, well, if they fix performance and bugs, more people will come to the game. Imagine one big YouTuber like Linus just posting a vid saying system it runs smooth. Yes, you're absolutely right. I mean, Rui, I definitely think that there's, you're certainly not having a lot of people going out on a limb right now saying that it's super stable. Because yeah, it's definitely hitting its, there's definitely enough folks coming to the channel saying they can't pull ships. There's some more Q types there. We'll head right towards them. Or they lost their AUEC or that type of thing. And that's not what nobody wants that. That's absolutely for sure. Young Smooth says, it is the size of the overcharge zone that gives you an idea if yes, it definitely, Young. I mean, obviously the final results are the final results, but yeah, you can tell, like, the bigger the overcharge window and kind of the thinner the optimal window is, the better percentage it's going to have in it. So you're absolutely onto it, Young, for sure. Drisness says that Star Stream's glad you're back. Yes, it's nice to see you, Star, you guys. Give them away for sure. Drax says, I don't keep the elevator buggy. I dream of being eaten by... Yeah, I dream of being eaten by an elevator. Ace, good morning, Ace. How are you? Nice to see you, brother. How you been, sir? Drisness says, sounds like a rough week. We've all been there. Thanks for entertaining us. Let's keep it moving, man. That's exactly right. Rui says, LOL. Yeah, sometimes profit isn't the best profit. That's actually pretty good. All right, this is probably not going to be a great rock either. No, it's 20%er. It's right or hanging around. I mean, we've hung around a couple. I mean, I could have, that one there probably was probably not terrible, and I probably could do that one. And hopefully the mining gods won't be angry with me for passing that one. So we'll just have to see how that goes. So there's a P-type. We'll keep moving. I mean, they're right on the edge, you guys. They're nice, That one more than any of them was right on the edge for sure. So Star Street gives Grio a salute. Zero says, I had a weird bug where I changed my ship color, and it spawned a giant pot on the tram. Oh, that's because it wouldn't store in your backpack. That's they physicalized the paint. That's what that is. That's so funny. Oh my. Could you imagine you spawned your paint can for your ship right next to you on the tram? That's hilarious. Belios has been visiting all the rock derelicts. Nice little puzzles. Yeah, that's the derelicts would be fun. I think I need to get after those one of these days for sure. Celestial Gaming Corner. Nice to see you, Celestial. Question about mining solo with an Argo. How do you keep your ship from moving around when trying to mine in the Argo? Well, you have to bring everything back down to 0, and you have to just make sure you're not drifting. I think that's you know, that's really the main thing, is you have to kind of bring your speed down to 0, and then you have to make sure when you line up on the rock, your ship's not drifting at all. So, you know, that's probably the best way for sure. Belly, I was 42 watching, but only 14 likes. Oh no, Streams is gonna get it going again. Thank you guys, I appreciate that. Streams is always so kind. He comes in here and rallies the cause. That's so awesome. Yeah, we got, you know, thank you for all the likes, you guys. And obviously, some of you new faces, there's some Quantanium. Absolutely, give her a go. If you do like mining content, obviously like and sub. Star Streams, you know, like and sub for, you know, here as well. You're gonna, you know, obviously, I think we always talk about, you know, if you're really into cargo hauling, definitely check out Jack. I mean, Jack does such a good job with that. So yeah, I mean, just all the love, you guys. I mean, honestly, it's fantastic, and so thank you so much, Star. Well done, everyone. Quad Star says, hey, Quad, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. And we're zipping along here. We found another Q type here. We found a couple of Q types, and none of them have been worth. Well, one of them was right on the edge. I shouldn't say that. I really could have mined that one. It was a 19%er. We are looking for a touch better than that. We're out here just kind of chatting. And we'll take a look at these guys here. That's not going to be a great rock. Probably, yep, that's an 8%er. This one's not going to, this is going to be better than that, but it's still not going to be that great. Yep, a 9%er. So, Infinite Reach Ministries. Hey, how are you, Infinite Reach? How are you? Hope that you're doing well today. Maston says, hey, Quad. Jojo says, one thing I've been doing is leaving helmet and undersuits of places for players when they lose everything. I usually get a bunch during bunker missions. Pay it forward. Jojo, that's awesome, Jojo. That's exactly the type of, you know, that's a really good thing to do. And, you know, certainly there are people that get stranded on those stations occasionally. So there's a lot of kindness in that. And I can appreciate it for sure. All right, that's an E-type, that's a P-type. There's a Q-type over there, and it looked like more than one rock. So we'll kind of roll back to 90 and keep moving that way. There's a couple of different systems here. Tookus, how are you, Tookus? Hi, all. I had about a month off and let Invictus go by. Is the mole still broken? Yeah, it is. The mole's still broken, Tookus. Rui says, do you mind me asking what software you're using? Stream OBS? I use OBS, of course, no problem, Rui. I don't use the Streamlabs version, I use the desktop version. Those are M-types that we're going by. This is a single Q-type over here we're looking at. We're going to go take a peek at. Yep, I just use, oh no, there might be more than one rock there, it looks like. Oh boy, they've definitely more than one. This one's not going to be a great one. I'm zooming by them. Kind of put a stop to that. And then what's this other guy like? Not a good one either. We'll keep on moving. So couple of blue caps there. No big deal. We'll just kind of keep it moving. That's what you got to do sometimes. Oh, Infinite says chopping wood for the winter this week. I worn out and I'm sipping tea now. Oh yeah, you know what? I did a lot when I was a kid. Infinite, my dad was laid off from Ford Motor Company, and he worked on a camp. And the guy who owned the camp allowed him to you know, cut firewood. And we spent a couple of winters kind of just, that was his job. He had a 3/4 ton international truck, and we cut firewood and I mean, I should say he cut firewood. I mean, you know, all day long. But I mean, I was young and helped split and stack the wood. I just loved working. Firewood's just one of the coolest things to do in life. It's just it's something primal about it. And of course, you know, burning wood is just, you know, one of my favorite things to do around a campfire, that type of thing. Starstream says OBS Stream Elements plugin. You know, yeah, I definitely need to get into the Stream Elements stuff for sure. I know Star does a way better job than I do at streaming. You know, and from time to time I kind of watch his stream and kind of marvel, like, how does that happen? You know, I need to get into that at some point. I've definitely just been kind of, I'm going to get out there and mine, guys. But, you know, that's, Stream Elements has got some really cool stuff. Gray Peter, Gray, it's nice to see you, Gray. It's strange how one day you find lots of good rocks and the next day it's hard to find any at all. You know, Gray, it is, you know, that's the beauty of mining, though, honestly. I truly love that about mining, for sure. You know, if you went out every day and caught fish, it would be, You know, they call it what is like my old four used to say is they wouldn't call it fishing, they call it catching, right? Justin White Photo, welcome to the channel, Justin. Not a name I recognize. What's the best place near CRUL in the Prospector mine? And can you so there's a couple of places you can go, obviously, Justin, really quickly. You can go to HURL3, but you have to watch out. There might be pirates there. You can certainly go to Daymar. You can go to the Aaron Halo. You know, you could also go to Selin. I think it's, yeah, Selin. That would be the other place you could go. So there are some places definitely to go around there. And then you'd want to bring any Quantanium back to CRUL1 to the refinery there. Young Smooth says, dial your ping to 90 when flying towards the rock. Yep, absolutely want to do that. If I haven't been, it's just because I'm chatting and missing it for sure. Bellio says, at Justin White, CRUL and plot a course to ARC-L3, drop out of 12.5. Yeah, that's exactly right. Somewhere between 12.5 and 11.5 was what gets you into the Aaron Halo. Zers, nice to see you. Zers, at Space Source, two quick things. Where can I get that helmet for the yellow icons? That's going to be at cargo centers. You can find the Aerial Grey Cat armor. I also do have a video, Zers, called Yellow Icons. If you look at the Yellow Icons video on my channel, it walks you through all of it, like where to get it and everything. So watch that video for sure. It can be really helpful. But the cargo centers is one of the places you're going to... Cargo centers are on Bajini. They're on Hurston, Bajini Point. It's Port Everest Harbor. And those, you know, Port Isle, no, Port Isle doesn't have one. It's, let's see, it's Bajini Point, it's Everest Harbor, and then it's Port Tressler. Those are where you're going to be able to find those things for sure. Mage says, yo, I got this game and it's pretty cool. Welcome aboard, Mage, for sure. Belios says, for those that don't know, CRUL1 gives a 3% bonus for Quantanium. It does, and that's one of the reasons I'm flying. Now that I'm doing a lot more Aaron Halo mining, I'm flying out of CRUL1 just because of that fact for sure. You definitely get the bonus Quantanium. That's a P-type there. That it's been, I'll tell you, it's been, it's definitely been a touch slower this time, which is no big deal. I've been certainly enjoying it. There's a P-type there. I did pass a rock I could have mined for sure. Let's see here. That is an M-type. We'll keep it moving here. Claginator, how do you get the yellow icons? Excellent question. It's the Aerial Grey Cat armor, just the helmet. Will get you the yellow icons. Now, one thing about that I will mention to you is if you put the yellow helmet on, it doesn't just automatically give you the yellow icons. You do have to go back to menus and log into the game with the helmet on in order to get the yellow icons. So it's Aerial Grey Cat armor. It doesn't really matter what variety. As far as that goes, the hazard yellow though is the one that I usually recommend people go with at first. Cool. Yep, it's the Aerial Grey Cat armor that will do that for you. So yeah, we're out here looking, and it's been a touch drier than it had been, recently in the past, but no big deal. We're just kind of giving us lots of opportunities to kind of do our scans. That's an M type there. We're keeping it moving here. Infinite Reach says, I'll be waiting for the Orion that's in the company pack. Wonder what mining mechanics are going to be on that. Well, there's going to be some crazy ones, right? Infinite for sure. We know there's going to be some tractor beams on it. And then there's going to be some drones, and I don't know exactly what those are going to do. So yeah, that's going to have a... And that thing's going to be kind of a belt chewer, right? It's going to chew through the belts. You're going to just... You're not really, you're just kind of, you're just chewing through whatever, and it's processing whatever, I would imagine, and then you just wind up with, like, so much aluminum, so much diamond, so much, corundum, so much, oh, there's a Q-type, and a little bit of a couple of different rocks up there. So let's roll back to 90, and we'll just kind of keep that in. Yeah, cargo outposts, Everest, exactly, Bajini, those types of things for sure. That's a P-type there, so we'll keep it moving here. Bellio says, oh my god, that's why things are sometimes yellow and sometimes blue. It depends on the helmet. That's awesome. I had no idea that changed from time to time. Yeah, if you wear the Aerial Grey Cat, that has these yellow icons. And the one thing I will mention is people who are colorblind have come to the channel and have been very, very, very happy that there was this alternative to the blue. I guess that it really does blend in quite a bit. So, yeah, that's obviously is an important thing for people to know. And the yellow icons do stand out really nicely too. So, all right, we're moving in on a couple more opportunities here. This is not going to be a good rock, another 2%er for sure. Give me my scan results. I hit it one time with the laser to get the 2% scan result. You know, just because I wanted a scan result. And this is not another 2%er, so a couple blue caps here for sure. We're going to keep it moving. Alrighty. Starstream says, lurking chat. We've got 30 likes. Sweet. Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is awesome. Zero says, as long as the Orin functions like the Oracle from Eve. Oh, you know, I don't really know much about that particular ship. Some of the real big capital ships kind of escaped me in Eve. I played a little bit earlier in it, and you know, I did do some mining, but it seems like it was much smaller ships than that. But mining was definitely my thing in all games. I mean, really. You know, I mined in Elite, dangerous for sure, and anytime I can be a miner, it seems like I take advantage of it because it's just one of those things I enjoy doing. Well, there's a couple of unscannables there that aren't being very gracious with their. Yeah. I must have hit the button to wipe off my helmet. That was funny. That's P-type there. Yeah, maybe a short hop, Drac saying. Probably not a bad idea, Drac. I could short hop for a second. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll actually head back towards CRUL1. And maybe we will short hop one time. You know, I did hit 75%. Never a bad idea to kind of sometimes, you know, shake the can and see what sprays for sure. We'll just do like a really short little bounce hop here. Norton Squared says, I have the Orion, but I'm a solo player. You know what? I don't think you're the only one in that boat for sure. So just a short hop here, and off we go. Boom. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll kind of keep. Now I am just to keep my back to the sun. I will set ARC-L3 again, but we did short hop just a touch. You can tell a slightly different density here. No big deal. I mean, generally speaking, we've been so good recently. At pinning down some rocks, but so we were definitely due. We had been coming out here and getting uni after uni after uni, so we were definitely a little due to like have to do a little work, and that's what mining is, right, you guys? Nothing's guaranteed. Sometimes you have to put in the work to find a few things, and you know, that's, hey, the journey's half the fun. I'm just, you know, that's for sure. So all right, some M types there. We're still moving on. Driz says, I'm trying to find a Caterpillar with a refined quant and was wondering where's the best place to sell. So where are you heading out from, Driz? I mean, where were you refining at? Infinite Reach says, I can't play Eve, drop money into every month and have access to the best stuff. Yeah, I can understand. I don't know much about it. You know, I don't know if there's a lot of pay stuff like that. But yeah, I can appreciate that for sure. That's an E-type. A lot of opportunity markers. That's P-type. And that one there's not telling us what it is. Let's look at these ones over here. That's an E-type. That's an E-type. Zur says, it's a mobile mining platform that provides buffs to its fleet. Had a complement of drones that choose through belts. Oh, that's interesting. So kind of like a support ship that kind of adds mining power type of thing. That's a really cool idea. Just White Photo says, what's the best upgrades to put in the make us on a stock prospector? Some real simple ones. Just, I mean, obviously the Lancet MH1 mining laser would be one. Probably an Atlas drive as an all-arounder would be another good one. I probably would recommend an Atlas drive. And really from there, you know, that's up to you. I think those are the most important things. There's been so many times that's all I've ever done with the prospectors. Is change out the quantum drive. I changed out the mining head. Now, when you change out the mining head, you will want to put some consumables on there. My recommendation early game would be some Brants to kind of get yourself, if you're really kind of head hunting for Quantanium. Now, you can change that. Lots of people use different things. But, you know, start out with those so you kind of get a hang of it. There's a cluster there, but it's not telling me what it is. And that's, you know, we see that from time to time. Belios says, okay, gang, sadly I have to bounce. Sorry to see that. Sorry to hear that, Belios, for sure. You're all too good. Keep calm and mine on. No problem, Belios. Take care. It's nice to see you, sir. Young Smooth says, great. 2 a.m. mining, 4 runs on Lyria, 2 in the Halo, 1 Uni. Nice, Young. Nice, 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 you guys. For sure, that's an E-type flying by there. And what do we have here? That's a Q-type. We'll have to... Yeah, it's not going to be a good rock, though. It's a single, and I can tell right off the bat it's a blue... It's a 6%er. So, yep, not a great one. We're just going to keep on moving here. Keep our foot on the old gas, and... All right, next rock's out. The one thing I will say is, you know, if every time we flew out here and 5 minutes later you found rocks, I mean, that wouldn't be as fun. I mean, that's the one thing I will say. I mean, it's just one of those things. This goes with it, and I like to kind of show things kind of, you know, dirt under the fingernails, you know, just kind of how they are, you know. It's just, it's one of those things. We don't, you know, mining isn't always just kind of going out here and mining Quantanium and having it, you know, and making. Now, we've been, you know, if you watch the recent streams lately, we've been doing really well in the Halo. So we were definitely due to have to do a little work today, and that's just fine. So, you know, it's one of those things. Now, you know, the mining gods will eventually provide here, I promise. All right, there's an E-type. And that guy is not being gracious. Okay, no big deal. What about this guy here? Oh, that's Q-type right there. We'll head towards it. I wonder if that was the rock that we already passed, though. Maybe. Kind of trying to avoid it. It's in the sun there. We get a 90 scan going back here. Boom. Alrighty, right there she is. Take guns off the prospector. You don't need them. That's what Infinite says. I don't have any guns on this one. I don't disagree with that. Because if you're stopping and fighting, you're definitely not running, and that's what you should be doing. Honestly. Zers says, I held 20 accounts online for 13 years. Holy smokes, Zers. That's a healthy load of accounts. Now this could be a decent rock right here. That's a 22%er. What about this one here? Not as nice. That's going to be a 2%er, I think. Yep. But this one right here, this is fine. This is a max mass at 22%. So this will be just fine to get us started here today. And we'll go ahead and do that. So we're going to kind of be careful. We don't want to get too much in the run, but we are trying to use some of the dark part of the UI here. Notice I put the sun side on the port side, and that's, you know, it's an important thing because it gets you a little contrast. And you definitely don't want the sun in your face when you're trying to mine as well. So off we go. Sir TV says, can you see the E-type or Q-type? I was trying to figure that out. Well, sir, you have to have your mining laser. If you notice the scan results on the right-hand side of the UI, underneath it says type asterisk Q-type. If you scan from a distance with the, you know, if you ping with the mining laser out and the right focus down to like a 2% angle, you know, or you know, that type of thing down on the rocks, that's where you can see the type of rock it is. It's in the scan results, and it's in the air in Halo. It doesn't, that particular thing doesn't work on Lyria. Lyria, you just have to kind of follow the meta. If it's more than 2 rocks, it's Quantanium. But in the Halo, it absolutely works where you can see the type of rock. It's in the scan results on the right-hand side of the UI. You do have to have the mining laser out, and you do have to have the correct scan angle. So you start out with like a 180 scan, which is like a cone scan out in front of you. And then when you have opportunity markers, once again with the mining laser out, you then focus down to say a 2%, you know, and then ping again, and then you'll see those scan results will show up, and you'll see the types, and M types and E types and P types. Those don't have Quantanium. It's the Q types you're looking for. I hope that's hope that works for you, sir. And I'll be at, you know, I'm going to come back out to the Aaron Halo after this as well and do another run, so we'll demonstrate it again. Young Smooth says, thanks. Zur says, please, YT, let me full screen with chat. Fair enough. That's awesome. Love it. And I am getting a beautiful sip of coffee. Oh, so good. Yum, yum, yum. I got some really good coffee. Thanks to chat here. You guys have been so gracious. So it's awesome, you guys. We're out here doing a little mining. And got a nice 22%er here. This is not going to be a uni, you guys. Infinite Reach says, at Driz, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Take your refined quant to sell 50 SCU at a time. Yeah, there's Infinite's making a good point, and I don't know if you guys have seen, like, I did put out a little video called the Quantanium Cargo Run, and I talk about doing a little bit of that, like, you know, maybe not carrying so much. Also, like, I recently did like 13 best Quantanium cargo haulers, and I speak to that a little bit. I do wonder at some point, in order to avoid kind of piracy, if we're not going to be shuttling a lot more loads in a lot less quantity. You know, and maybe not all the time, but sometimes if, like, the server's kind of a buzz with a lot of pirate activity, and you still want to kind of haul in your, you know, some Quantanium, you might take something like your MSR, which holds like 114, you know what I mean, and just kind of buzz through, you know, because no one's looking, like, whenever I see an MSR go by, the last thing I'm thinking is, that guy's somebody I want to pirate with 114 SCU of Quantanium in there. You know, it's just one of those things. But if somebody flies by with the Freelancer Max, they're either heading to do some doing cargo stuff, or, you know, so it's just one of those things, you know. Sir TV says, I was using a haul to sell a bit at a time. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. What kind of coffee is it? It is just a black iron. I think it's a black something or another. It's really good stuff, though. I really, you know, I don't have the name of it right in front of me. It just ended up, you know, I made it and it just tastes delicious. So I'll get the name of it for sure. I should probably you know, any coffees that I really like, I should maybe make a, that's a 21%er. It's interesting. Oh, no, this other rock is over here somewhere. No, let's not get into it. All right. So there's a 93%er. There's a 4%er. And none of these have stuff in them. That must be a pretty big 93%er. Yeah, that's 18 SCU. I thought there was a little more than that in this rock. Maybe I'm wrong. That's 21% there. Yeah, no big deal. I mean, there's over 20 SCU in this thing. Young Spoo says, I feel that there will be an increase in pirate activity around when the patch is due to drop. You know, I think 3.18 there's going to be a little more pirate activity, but the one thing I will say is I welcome that. I think that we're not going to have a complete verse till you have pirates pirating all the time, people cargo hauling all the time. You know, I think it's going to be great. I mean, I think that, you know, needing an escort to do things, you know, potentially just trying to fly past the blockade. I think all that stuff's going to be super fun, you guys. I mean, honestly, it's going to be fantastic. All right, so we got this. This guy's cooking at a 1.48 instability. Black Rifle, that's exactly what it is. It's Black Rifle. That's, you know, Switch. I was trying to think of the name of it. I knew it was Black something. You know, you order it or whatever, and it is just delicious. Holy smokes, is it good. I can relate to the beautiful morning sip for sure, though. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It is Black Rifle, though. Zer says, Drake Rescue Cuddy clocking in. Or you guys have a nice day. Thanks again for the info, Space Shorts. Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Church TV says, I can't wait for the going to be good viewing. Can't. Drizzen is going. Yeah, that's awesome. I agree. Bring on the adversity. Yeah, no. You know, well, you know, the one thing, I mentioned that in that Quantanium hauling run, you know, it's not a bad idea to plan on maybe doing some zigzagging. You know, you're not going to want to necessarily, like, let's say you're mining, you know, and you have some jobs on ARC-L1, you know, and this is, and you want to take them over to Area 18. You're probably not going to want to head, I mean, somebody's going to set up a quantum dampening, you know, situation there. You're probably going to want to zig, maybe head in a different direction and then zag back, and then, you're not going to want to be predictable. You know, that's the most important thing. I think predictability is going to be something that's not going to be great. So, anyways, the physicalized cargo is going to be a very interesting thing. Just because somebody pirates you, it doesn't mean that they have the time to offload all that cargo either, So I don't know, man. I think it's going to be great, Either way, so we have 2% in that rock over there. We broke this one up. This one here is 4% in it. 893, 4%. So 8 times. Yeah, it's not even. Okay, I'll break it up just because. I was just debating with myself on whether I'd break it, but we'll just break it up. I mean, there might be a little more in there that we need to scooper duper do. Will, nice to see you, Will. How are you doing this morning? Well, bad, just as I said it before. And I've been waiting for fire. Fair enough, Will. I can appreciate that. I'm kind of letting this. This must be a tiny. It's like it's a huge window here of opportunity on the optimal window. I keep staring at it, kind of like you're not doing a good job looking at the overcharge. Drax is 100% Columbia medium dark roast, made strong enough to violate most of the laws of physics. Yes, I definitely want to be able to stand up a spoon in my coffee a lot of the times. So this morning was definitely one of those mornings. Right on. I really like the Bones coffee too. Yep. For sure. Now, this guy is cooking here. Laser turned off. Hopefully she does break. Will Badger says, not a fan of extortion. Shoot them all, take it all. I can appreciate that, Will, for sure. Jez says, arg, no. Chilling, watching your stream and doing some Halo mining and just got a 30K. Oh, no. And almost had 30 SU Quantanium. Well, Jez, it happens. If you had it on board already, you might have 30K protection. So don't go ahead and log back in. You may find your ship already has it on there. So if it's Stanton retrieved, Jez, you very well could still have that stuff. So be careful. The 30K protection could have very well kicked in. So just so you know, don't be real quick to claim. Give it a moment to turn to retrieve Stanton if it will do it. So I've definitely kept some Quantanium that way before. Driz says, PSA, if you're a Y2 viewer on a mobile device, refresh from time to time. Your messages do not appear. A known YT live stream issue, maybe like the stream as well. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you, Driz. Drax says, I don't stand a spoon up in my coffee. I just hope that it gives me the most spoon back when I'm done stirring. That's a good point. Drax says he puts the spoon in, and when the least amount comes out, that's when he's done. That's where his coffee. I love that. That's great. All right, this broke up just incredibly dirty, as you guys can see here. But you know what? There's a hundo. We're gonna get this party started. So any hundos we get here are gonna be few and far between. But we're gonna take it. So we're 3.92 SCU so far, and we're just kind of moving along the bottom here. And a lot of this is going to have Quantanium in it, and a lot of it won't. So, this first rock down here with 93% of it. So, 18 SCU down this way. That's right. So that's a good thing. I remember that. So, I'm a check, dude. Yes, please do, Jez, for sure. You don't want to lose that Quantanium if you don't have to. And, you very well could be it should say Stanton retrieve, and if it does, then, go ahead and, hopefully you're in a spot where you'd want to go to is like a refining station, pull it there, and then store it right away. And when you do that, then you should be able to run down to the refiner and whatever was in it at the time, the last time it saved. So, yeah, we definitely knew we weren't getting a uni here. We're basically trying to make the best out of maybe lower 20s SCU here. But you know what? We're not going to complain. That's still a healthy bit. It did take us a little bit to find this first batch, but you know what? That's mining too. I mean, it's mining in a nutshell. It takes a little bit of time sometimes to find some stuff. So we've got that 18 SCU on board. We're looking around at the rest of the rocks. This will give me an opportunity to sip some Java. There's a 19%er. See if we can do better than that up here somewhere. Yeah, I will take this 70. We know that the rest of this is kind of going to be yucky. This is going to break 20 SCU. That's good. 21 SCU, good. All right, and that's 8%. We'll come back. That's nothing. There's your 2%. I don't think this guy has anything in it too. Maybe it does. I don't recall it having. Yes, exactly. So we have that guy there. All right, one more look at the rocks just to make sure we're getting it all. That's 100% a nerd. This is a 19%er, I think. Yep, and then two. Look at these two here. That's a nothing burger. I don't know why I say that. That's dumb. And that's all right. So we'll grab this 19%er. We're just kind of cleaning up here the tailings. And I will get back to the chat here in just a second. I don't see. Jez says, Drew says 2 questions. Orson pays more for refined, and what is your? No. You know, I think I always sell my refined stuff on Area 18. I don't necessarily know that there's a huge difference in that. Somebody else may know that better than me. I've been selling it for 88 on Area 18. I'm fairly certain. Ace Hamble says, having the expanse tagging along with mining always takes away the time issue. It does. You know, and then being able to, oh, my stars, you're absolutely right, Ace. I mean, the one thing I will say is, I will go ahead and clear this route and set this one here. Start heading back to CRUL1. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is going to be a game changer, right, for sure. And, I mean, it's going to be so fantastic. All right, so we got our first bit on board. We're heading back into CRUL1. We're going to take this in and put it in the refiner. Yeah, the expanse is, you know, there's also that element of pulling the bags off and keeping your prospectors or your moles moving. Just having okay, I'm dumping the bags. I'm continuing mining. You just take the bags back to the expanse. That's going to be so awesome, Ace. Gray Peter says, I never go straight to ArcCorp. I always go to one of the space stations first, then yes, that's exactly what Gray Peter's saying is right. So if you're at ArcL1, fly towards ArcL5 or fly towards ArcL4 for about 30 or 40 seconds. And then when you're like over in this area, or over in this area, then fly towards ArcCorp. Shake it up a little bit for sure. Gray Peter's absolutely right. That's kind of a zigzag approach, especially when the piracy kind of becomes a little more of an issue, or it's hot on your server for sure. That's a way to avoid things. Young Smooth says, I don't mind smoke. I got blown up 3 times, but I got blown up by 3 of them. But the game pinpointed jump on the guy that blew me up. I was able to track them all night and cause havoc. So yeah, that's always fun, Young Smooth, when you kind of can catch up with people again. H Whistle Daddy, nice to see you, H Whistle. Not a name I recognize. Welcome to the channel. Pretty sure they're all the same as now. I think you're right. I think they are static. I think they're all kind of locked in at 88 for whatever reason. Will Badger says they all pay the same for quant. It's refining cost is different amount. So that's why you guys, you normally like the stream was always at ArcL1. I'd go to Lyria and hit the Halo from there. But because I'm hitting the Halo so hard, I'm at CRUL1 because of that 3%. CRUL1 has a 3% bonus for refining Quantanium. So it helps offset a lot of the costs, and over 10 runs or whatever, it's actually a significant amount of money. Obi-John Kenobi, nice to see you, sir. Good morning. Driz says, thanks all. Spearhead, hello all. Hey, Spear, how are you today? Nice to see you, sir. So we've got our first little bit of Quantanium on board. It's a little over 20, I think it's 22 SCU, maybe 23 SCU in that area. We scooped everything we could out of that rock, and we're making the best of it. We're headed back to CRUL1 to put that in the hopper. And we are going to head back out to the Aaron Halo and go after another bit of Quantanium today. So kind of keeping our head down, mining. Definitely could use the distractions, but it was a busy week. And so anybody who has any questions, please do. If you are new to the channel and you like mining content, we have an awesome community. We want to answer your questions. Please do please do subscribe, please do hit the notification bell. It does bring more and more people to the channel. We have really, really good time. Just kind of, and no questions are off limits when it comes to Star Citizen theory crafting. And just many times you'll get people that can are offering to help or offering to answer any of your questions. So you can get a lot of good questions here. We all learn from each other. It's a nice collective in that way. So yeah, I mean, I just want to make sure I just do this. Please do like and sub, hit the notification bell. Jojo, that is so kind of you, Jojo. I really appreciate that. That's what keeps me in a little bit higher grade of coffee right there. So I truly do appreciate that. That's very kind of you. HW Whistle Daddy says, done, done, and done. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Great Peter says, I've had some trouble selling at my quants all at once at some DTs, but the one at ArcCorp. Yes, that's Great Peter is what he's saying is the reason I've been selling at ArcCorp. I sell at ArcCorp. Now, I haven't had any I don't really fly anywhere else, but ArcCorp always takes all my Quantanium all the time. It's never not taken every bit. Now, I do remember back in the day, there used to be this situation where, you know, you'd have to sit there and sell and wait and sell and wait. And ArcCorp was even always better then. I don't know since 317 dropped if that's the thing. I've never had it be a thing, so. Anyways, Jojo, that's so kind of you, truly. I can't thank you enough. Yeah, that's the whole reason I have nicer coffee this week is because people were so gracious, and I really truly appreciate it. So, all right, cool. We're gonna go ahead and pull out, pull out the gear and the VTOL. We're gonna rotate that down, and Juan Carlos, thank you so much. Juan Carlos says, I love your streams. They're so entertaining. Thank you so much, Juan Carlos. That is so kind of you, sir. Ace Hambone says, it seems like the gadgets are never needed for the Halo. Ace, you're absolutely right. The biggest mass rock you're going to... Well, that's not... Ace, I will say for the rented prospector, you'll absolutely want to have them. Right, for sure. So it looks like the Siren Drive did get us out there and back okay with about 50% Quantanium. Our quantum fuel. But yeah, you know, that's the one use case where if you're trying to get a little bit of something out in the air in Halo with the rented prospector, they can be very helpful. But you're absolutely right, Ace. I mean, for you know, you certainly don't need them to help break the mass down. And, you know, and that's first alarm going off. That's not surprising. We definitely have come in on kind of a, you know, a pretty even clip here. I haven't been pushing it that hard. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and set this down as nicely as possible. And in we go. Oh, Mr. Azai. Good morning, Mr. Azai. How are you, sir? Nice to see you.
Have a pleasant stay.
That's awesome. John1234, hello, what ship is this and how long do you have to play to afford one? I recently started last week, so I bagged maybe 6 or 7 hours so far. So John, this is the Mist Prospector. And so it's, it's, you know, I'll show it to you as we get out here. Yeah, this ship, depending on what your starter ship is, it could take a little while to earn. But there's some rock mining and some other things you could do. That's the Prospector there. I got my stealth variant going. At least the paint job. So yeah, John, any other questions you have? Glad to have you aboard in the game for sure. Now guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm clicking that and I'm running over here. So I'm watching I clicked it one time and I'm watching from over this way. I'm not getting killed by this elevator. Sir, Zai says, donation height, let's go. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, sir. And it's nice to see you. Good morning, 14 for sure. What graphics card would you recommend for this game? Ashton, probably at least, maybe by today's standards, a 3060, or maybe like a 6800 XT, something along that. I mean, that might be a touch higher than you need. Probably like something around at least a 3060, I think would be fine. You know, but it also depends on what resolution you're running, Ash. I mean, if you're running, 1440p, you might want a little more. If you're running 1080, you know, if you're trying to run 4K, you definitely want something better. You might want to wait for one of the 4000 series. Sir TV says, I'm glad you stream on YouTube as work doesn't block it. Yes, thank you, sir. That's awesome. Colton Yoder, Spectre Fleet is the org to join on. Yes, that's exactly right. Just go ahead and check out Spectre Fleet. It's link is in the description. You know, best org in the verse for sure. All the guys are awesome in there. You'll have a great time.
To the vehicle retrieval system.
There's Mr. Zai says 20 series cards at least. I agree with that, but I've seen people run lower. The game is really dependent on on CPU and RAM. I agree with that, definitely. You can get away with like a 1070, you know, or whatever. But I agree. It's going to depend on some of the other things that you are bringing to the table, and CPU and RAM are two examples of them. And also, you're absolutely going to want to store on an SSD for sure. The Prospector is a starter ship. It costs about $170 US. Thank you, Drac. That's No Res says I have a 2060 Super that runs fine. Yep, I agree that the 20 series is fine. You guys are absolutely right about that. You know, if somebody was buying one today, I probably would think something like a 30 series would be okay. But you know, GPU market's been what the GPU market is, and it's not been great. John says, I bought a starter pack with the Aegis Avenger Titan, been running some deliveries, tried a mercenary, but got killed by a pirate. Yeah, try some of those, what are those called, you guys? The illegal monitor missions, John. Those are, I think you'll find that those are not terrible to do. And, you know, John Kenobi says, thank you for your stream. You inspired me to get into quant mining. Now I can afford a Talon. My quant is cooking as we speak. Should be ready tomorrow. Excited. Obi John. That's the cool thing about mining, right? It opens up the rest of the game. Mark is a person says, am using the 2060. That's a great card. Nate says, I'm using a 3070 right now, but I was on an RX 570. RAM and processor are almost more important. I also have a 3070 right now, you guys. I run 1440p 1370 with OBS running in the background and the stream on, and it's fine. It works just fine. Switchblade says, my friend has a 5600X and a 3060. He gets about 40 to 50. Yep, at 1440p. That's very good. Switchback says, with 32 gig of RAM. 32 gig of RAM does help you guys. It does help a lot. Great P-Man. What are you doing, P-Man? Nice to see you. How you been? Great Peter says, 1440p. I use 6800X GPU with a 5800X CPU and 32 gig of RAM. That's on an NVMe. That's a nice system for sure. The 6800XT and a 5800X. 5800X is a nice chip, you guys. Marcus Person says, bunker missions aren't too bad. Juan Carlos Interosa says, I have a 1660 Super with an i7 8700 and 16 gig of RAM. At 20, and I can't get more than 20 FPS. I can appreciate that for sure. It's one, yeah, that's definitely one of those things for sure. Kind of looking at the stream here, double checking everything's groovy. Young Smooth says, most definitely opens up the game. Yeah, it's when you mine and when you can make lots of money, it definitely opens up the game. I mean, it's a helpful thing to be able to get some space bucks cooking. You can see I'm free on mine right now. I ran, oh my stars, a lot of Quantanium on yesterday. So we're gonna do the Dynamic Solvenation. We're gonna put that guy in for a day. It's our first 20 SCU, so we'll take it. Spectre Fleet says, hey, 72, gonna come help you out. That's awesome. Love it. That sounds great. P-Man says, hi, Jake, a ship, Jack. Okay, Brianna Joyce says, Brianna, how are you? Nice to see you, Brianna. Good morning, how are you? Doe, good morning. Nice to see you, Doe, for sure. P-Man says, I will watch the recording. I got to work. No problem, P-Man. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, you know what? I'm breaking my cardinal rule, you guys. I am going to grab some food and water while I'm in here. I always try to do this when I'm down this way. It's just kind of, and I always like to do this, show you guys this tip, right? So if I click in here and I don't touch anything, and this brings this up to my face, then I can hold the left mouse button down. It's going to go ahead and it's going to allow me to chug the whole thing, chug, right? So I'll go ahead and drop this. Now watch. I do like to show you guys this because it is helpful and some people don't know it. If you notice in my backpack, I don't have any water, right? So if I go to click one of these on buy down here and I double click really fast again, like I don't let the animation complete where it pulls it up to my face, it'll actually store it in my backpack. So watch, I'm clicking buy. I clicked really fast again, and you can see it actually, what it does is it actually stores it. So I did want to show you guys that. Once again, if you click buy and you let it pull it up to your face, you do not click again, you do not break animation, you'll then eat the thing. But if you happen to just double click really fast, so you click quick buy and then you click quick again, it actually breaks animation and it sticks that thing in your backpack. And it's a nice thing to know because if you're just not in a hurry, you can actually just quickly grab a couple of those things, throw them in your backpack, and off you go. So a little bit of a quick buy tip there. Yeah, hold on for a minute. Let me kind of, I'm going to go ahead and set up something on Discord if you give me just a second. Good time to do it. Let me check out Discord. And I will I'm going to jump into the Space Shorts channel on Discord. Let me do that. Oh, I'm not seeing it right now for whatever reason. I see the live stream announcement. I don't see the Space Shorts channel on Discord for whatever reason. Not sure what's going on there. Not going to worry about it. We're going to keep moving then. Yeah, but I did send you an invite. I did accept your invite too, for sure. And I'm going to try not to die here. Did I put on my helmet? I think I did. Yes, no problem. So we're going to head back out to the air in Halo. and we're gonna see how we do. Yeah, I didn't see this. I didn't see the channel there. I don't know what's happening with that too. Yeah, right back in we go. I was gonna kind of jump on there and share the screen and let it be a little more even Steven for you. No problem. Obi John Kenobi says, nothing more beautiful than skimming over Leary with nice quality coffee in the morning. Can't wait to go canyon flying with my buddy. And the new Talent ships. Yeah, those are great ships, Obi John. I mean, the both of those ships are cool, and the way that they do like the interior, the cockpit, it's just amazing. Jay Fisher says, could you drop the link in Discord? We would absolutely. If you check in, I will mention you guys. If you check into my if you show more on the video itself, you will find all of the cool links. One for QuantCalc, which is our awesome tool to use for for Quantanium calculations. It's $1. It's kind of an early release. We're working on getting it into iOS. It's an awesome. You can quickly bang in a mass and a percentage, and it will tell you how much S to use in a rock. It's once again, it's on the Google Play Store. It's a $1 app. Also, SpectreFleet.space. The link is there. Definitely click that if you're interested in org gameplay. Absolutely best org in the verse by a mile. I'll do a little pre-flight here before we get going. And, yeah, we'll go ahead and get this guy rolling here. Don't have any weapons on board. You can see I have kind of mostly stealth components. I do have the Siren on there right now. And then I have the Lancet and I have some brands. So we're really in really good shape. You should see the channel now. Okay, hold on just a second. I see it there, and I am now, give me just a sec, you guys. I'm going to put that in there so you can go live there. And that way, if you don't watch the stream, too, and you just jump on there, it's a little easier for you as well. So I'll go ahead and do that. So, and I'm in the channel, and I am broadcasting live there. So that you should be able to jump in and hang out at whatever you want. And you can give anybody else the role as well that wants to come up and hang out, for sure. Can't wait for the Javelin to be released, Marcus. That's an excellent point, for sure. I'm with you there. That Javelin's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull the Prospector 2. We're going to head back out to the air in Halo, and we're going to look for more stuff to mine. That's going to be awesome, you guys. And hey, there's almost 50 likes. I really appreciate that. That's really, really good. Likes, subs, all those things. Click the notification bell. Hopefully you guys like Quantanium mining. If not, this is going to be really boring. But no, of course, we have an awesome mining community here, and a lot of folks come to the channel and hang out, and I really appreciate that. I learned so much from you guys, for sure. So,
Hey, 72.
Hey, good morning. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
It's been a busy week, man, on my side. Work's been, back to work this week, and then life issues, and just kind of, it's nice to have a little bit of a distraction.
You bet. Yeah, I think I got you figured out. I had you directly to Edmund's channel, so should be all good with this.
Cool.
If anybody joins the TS or the Discord from our link, then they're going to be put into the other channel. Let us know the actual YouTube channel, because we want people just randomly joining, because a lot of weird people sometimes, and
hey, however, yep,
you want just random people joining your channel. So if you come in, to his channel, just make sure you say something in his stream, and we'll consider adding it to the Discord. So
that's awesome.
Just have to make sure we control who comes in and out. So.
Yep, definitely. I think, it's funny because people were mentioning, and I think it's one of those things. I know it's, and I'll use the word myself. I know it's a touch corny, sometimes to have, I definitely I like to do it where, like I said, if somebody's a little older and they're a minor, or they, or they're sitting there with their grandchild or whatever, they could actually have the stream on, and it wouldn't be something that they'd be, oh my gosh, turn this guy off, type of thing. So I do appreciate that. I mean, I do try to, I always just try to have, like, I always think about, like, if I'm playing with my 11-year-old or that type of thing. And that's kind of how I keep it in a certain vein, and people have come to really appreciate that, and I appreciate that people appreciate that. Darkside says 1.1k subs. Well done, sir. Thank you, Darkside. That is awesome. I couldn't believe we hit 1,000, and we're cruising on beyond that. Drac says, how can I find you on Discord, Drac? I am analytical number 8011. I thought I had that. Maybe it's not a link in the description, but Drac, you and I chat enough. I'll definitely track you down, and we'll make sure you have that information. Obi John Kenobi says, does anyone know how to fully hide the HUD in first-person mode? That's a good question. I don't know that I know how to do that. I know if I'm looking to do that, I think I actually kind of use advanced camera controls like this. Clicking F4 and then using the advanced camera control keys to move around. Marcus Peterson says, Drac, his Discord is in the video description. Oh, yeah, I thought I had it in there. I couldn't remember. But it's right in there. Jez Healed says, thank you for your advice, dudes. Recovered my prospector from Stan and got my 30 quant back. That's awesome, Jez. Marcus Peterson says, with all these people available, you should use a mole. Yeah, the mole, unfortunately, is broken right now, Marcus. Sharp says, hey, Sharp77. Nice to see you. How are you today, sir? I land at the pad plenty times. Warning lights as you. I shut off the engine and exit Red Sea. Yes, Sharp. People did earlier in the stream today mention that they immediately landed on the pad, red lighted, and exploded. So yeah, that's been going on for sure. Oh, you guys, I missed my jump. But it worked out anyways. So you know what? We'll take it. Cool. And then I was in the chat and I totally missed where I wanted to drop out, but we dropped out here and it worked out just fine. Pyro says Discord tag is in the description at the bottom. Yep. And then Drax says, no, my in-game name is different than my Discord name. That's different, Drac. I am Dave says running the GTX 1070 with 32 gig of RAM works fine for, that's awesome. All right, so we're going to kind of pull out the mining laser and get started here. Sorry, too, I definitely trying to keep up on the chat.
I'm just trying to think. Do you want me to make like a welcome page for the Quant and Coffee area?
That would be awesome if you would. I mean, I never want to tag. This one thing, you guys. 2 is also the illustrious designer of QuantCalc. So if you have any suggestions or whatever for QuantCalc, you have the guy. He's here now, and I'm happy to read your suggestions. But I never want to tag more work. I know you're so busy all the time. But yeah, I would love that, sir. I mean, honestly.
In the meantime, if anybody would like to join the Discord, just go ahead and join the Discord through the link, and then click the QuantCalc emote, and we can talk to you through there. So there's a QuantCalc emote that I added last week, 2 days ago.
The Discord has the QuantCalc channel, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Yes, So yeah, I mean, you certainly can join the Discord and get on the QuantCalc channel, and we're always happy to chat with you there. Now I have a Q type coming up here.
Yeah, and as far as joining the actual comms, that's up to 72, and then we'll figure that out from there. But,
yeah,
we've had people in the past who just not very good with comms, and we want to make sure everything's
Yeah, it's a little more of an interview process type now to kind of, in the most respectful sense, to be kind of on the stream. And we have some lovely people that do join us on the stream from time to time. But as you guys can imagine, I mean, you just got to make sure that people are going to kind of follow, along and be groovy. Great Peter says, sometimes I miss the dropout point because I'm daydreaming. Great, I was totally daydreaming there. That's exactly right. I was kind of chatting with everybody and... exactly. Mox, welcome to the channel. Mox, not a name I recognize. How much is the average prospector load worth? About 250 million or so. I mean, average. No, now that's a higher end one. Average would probably be around 200,000. I mean, you're probably usually going to come away with 200,000 or so if you get, north of, up above 20 SCU. So it's, it's very lucrative. Hopefully it answers your questions, Mox, for sure. All right, we're moving in. We got a couple of rocks here. What else has been happening, sir?
I'm going to go AFK from him.
Okay, no problem. 2 said he's going to be away from the keyboard for just a little bit. That's a 4%er. We're going to keep on moving. Daniel DeCruz says, yay, I made it. Hey, Daniel, nice to see you. How have you been? Haven't seen you in a minute, for sure. Glad you could make it. That's awesome. Drax says a max full load of Prospector Quant worth about 250K with yes, I mean, if you get a good full load, I mean, you know, you're usually hauling in a, you know, I mean, an average is probably a couple $100,000. I mean, it's, you know, maybe a touch lower than that, but it's not much lower than that if you know, if you're doing well. I have a rule about a minimum SCU. The minimum that there's some Q types there. We'll head towards them and look. The minimum that, hey, is the mole broken? TG, yeah, it is. The mole is broken, TG, for sure. It's broken. And, the extraction's not working. Mox says, oh, wow, yeah. You can make pretty good money, Mox, for sure. You absolutely can make pretty good money. Crystal says, I think it still is. Yes, it is. It's not doing its extraction stuff. It is a known issue. Mox says it's rare to get a full load, right? Not necessarily, Mox. It's not super rare. If you look now, today I haven't done it, but if you go back and look the last couple streams I've done, you know, 3 or 4 runs. Sometimes I've gotten some. You know, it's unicorns are not. They don't happen all the time, right? So you take the good with the bad a little bit with it. This is a single rock here, but they do happen once you kind of get good at things. They do happen a little more than you'd think. You know, you can have good days where you have 3 or 4 unis in a row, and I've had those days before for sure. That's a 7%er. So we're just gonna keep on rolling here. Crystal says, not if you know what you're doing. Yeah, that's exactly what Crystal's saying is, you know, once you kind of get the hang of it, then you absolutely will start. You'll have these days where you'll get several unicorns, several 32 SCU runs. It happens for sure. Prinz Yeager says, by the way, I want to ask something. Is the Starfarer good in 3.17? Prinz, the Starfarer is so fun. It is. That is actually a very fun gameplay. Now, I don't know that it's, you know, it would be tough to do on a regular basis because, you know, you might get pirated if you're trying to, like, kind of pug it, you know, with, like, public player type thing. You know, you're probably going to get yourself in a jam. But if you have org gameplay and you guys are kind of practicing your fleet movements and that kind of thing, it's a critical piece of infrastructure. And actually, the whole refueling thing is just an absolute blast. We're actually trying to get more people interested to do the refueling stuff on our side because it's going to be such a critical part of the game. Stone Dog says hi. Oh, hey Stone, nice to see you, Mark. How you been, dog? For sure. Keep up the grind. You'll get there at TG. Using the rock mining ATM, don't have the prospector. You know, that's TG. That's what I did, by the way. I hand mined until I could ROC mine. I ROC mined until I could get a prospector. I prospector mined until I could get the mole. So there is some progression in there for sure, and lovely progression in there. Nate says, I'm not saying I'm a good luck charm, but every stream I've been able to catch, Shorts has gotten a couple loads of quant. Yeah. Well, I definitely, you know, we get them for sure, and Nate, you are a good luck charm. I'll take that. Crystal says, better get some sleep, mate. Just popped in to say hi. Great podcast again. Highly recommended for everyone. Pop like a later, mate. Sorry I can't see. Crystal, have a lovely, you know, rest. No worries. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. You know, just can't thank you enough for participating like you do, Crystal. Honestly, lovely to see you today. Mox says, thanks, all great, Peter. So he usually finds that up 31.9 or 31.7. Just, there are many times that you'll have between 30 and, you know, between 30 and 32. That's exactly right, Grace, exactly right. Jay Fishing says, just got a unicorn while watching the stream. Jay Fishing, nicely done. Uni called. Where's the bell? I need to ring it. That's awesome. Good job. All right, got a Q type up this way. Let me roll back to the 90 degree and we'll kind of move in on this guy a little bit. And Drax says, prospector mine till he could buy the mole. The mole collects dust in the hangar. Yeah, well, I prefer soloing in the prospector. Now, a lot of my mole solo friends absolutely love the solo mole mining, and I would not take that away from them. It's a great, you know, it's great. You know, so the fact that the mole's not been usable lately, I think is, you know, especially for the people that use that on a regular basis, I definitely understand. That's a rough one for sure. Not a great rock. We can tell right off the bat. It's going to be probably a 2%er. We'll get in here and look at it, but it's not a great rock. Yep, it's 2%er. We'll keep on moving.
Yeah, back soon.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Had a few people join the Discord. We just haven't picked up roles yet.
Nice.
What's your current location?
I am in the Aaron Halo over by ARC-L3.
Gotcha. On my way.
That sounds awesome. All right, and we are going to, wow, lots of opportunity markers. Take a look at those, see how we're doing.
Who's on his way?
That's awesome. E-type. And whoever was asking earlier, notice I have, it's P-type. If you look in the scan results on the right hand of the UI, you can see the type, like from a distance, E-type. We're looking for Q-types here. And so, you can scan them from up to 12 away, 12.2 really away. It will tell you what type it is. And this is an important part of the meta here in the Aaron Halo is being able to see those types at a distance. It really does mean you don't have to zigzag to every rock and give it a look for what it may be. And if you do happen to ping them a few times, they don't give you scan results back. They are most likely unscannable rocks, so you keep on keeping on. Mox says, "What's a good ship for transporting the refined stuff afterwards? Like for 10 refinery jobs." Mox, I like the Constellation Taurus. That's my go-to ship. It will haul, not quite 10. It's more of a 5-to-1 type ship, but it's a great ship. Bit of a gunboat. It's got enough of the pedigree of the Andromeda, and it's got 174 SCU. But I just did a great video on that, Mox. If you look, it's 13 different options for hauling Quantanium. It's got a big red title. It's on my channel. And I did a video about that, and I talked through the 13 different options that I think are good for kind of hauling Quantanium. Check out that video. I think that's going to be right up your alley. Bruce Font, can you extract hadnite when mining with the Prospector? You can't extract, but you can break the hadnite nodes with the Prospector, Bruce. Prince says, for some reason, it's also fun being refueling for people, but it doesn't necessarily seem for now. It's incredibly fun when it's your own group of guys, and and it's your org, and you want to do, and it's such a critical and important piece. I mean, we're definitely looking for people that want to be dedicated refuelers for sure. And I could see myself doing that, to be perfectly honest with you. A lot of times, what's the industrial teams doing when there's a combat operation? Well, you're going to be in a support role, and one of those support roles is definitely going to be doing the refueling. And so we definitely have, Zal has done an excellent job at training our industrial guys on a tertiary role to be competent at refueling, and we're still working on it. We still got a long ways to go, but you know what? We're practicing it as often as we can. Everybody's got with the time in life, and we're trying to get way better at it. Prince says, or Justin White Photo says, do you have mining meetups and work together as an organization? Absolutely, Justin. We have mining organizations.
2 times a week.
Yeah. So, how many times do we do that, too? What'd you say? Several nights a week, right?
Yeah, about 3 times a week they do. 2 times a week for certain, and then they have the weekend off. So.
Yeah, like last night was Fighter Fridays. There's Multi Mondays, which is kind of like learning how to fly big ships and Loadmaster stuff and that. Go ahead, too.
Oh, no, I was just saying, yeah, multi-crew Mondays, which is like operations.
Yep.
Squadron. So, hey, 72, I'm going to go ahead and leave. We're going to do support for you down in Team 1 on the Discord.
Okay.
So, yep, I'll still be nearby. So,
thank you very much, too. I appreciate it, sir.
Yep, take care.
Yep. Okay, so kind of getting back here to the stream. What keybind when scan rock? I use mouse button 5. I mapped it to mouse button 5, Jaffrey. That's easy for me. That way I can kind of quickly just kind of tap a mouse button to get it, so mouse button 5 is my ping. That's what I've mapped it to. And then I also have my mouse wheel rolls my scan angle. So, I don't have to, it's pretty seamless with this way, it works good for me. It's an M type. That's an E-type. That's an E-type. Jeffrey, and if you have more questions, Jeffrey, please do ask again. I'll definitely try and get it sorted out more. What I'm doing here, you notice with the mining laser out, okay, you know, we'll talk about this a little bit. I have the mining laser out, right? The sun's to my back for the most part. And I send out a ping. It gives me opportunity markers. I then, you know, I realize, hey, this one's a touch too far. I have to be within 12.2 in order to see it. So notice I'm just kind of moving forward. But as I do, I'm going to then move my scan angle in, and then if I ping again, it's going to tell me what type it is. In this particular case, it says that's an E-type. So you know, with that, when I've already got those focused in like that, then I can scan these other rocks. If it doesn't give you results back, it's definitely going to be an unscannable rock, most likely. That's been my, that's a P-type there. So that's what it is, right? It's kind of, you scroll back to this 180 scan, you send out a scan, you know, it gives you opportunity markers, then you focus your scan. You got to have the mining laser out once again. You just kind of ping these guys, and they will tell you, like, you know, give them, you know, ping them 2 or 3 times if they're not telling you right away. But if they do a good job and they tell you kind of what type it is, then you know that you know, there's a couple of clusters that were grumpy about you know, kind of giving us the scans back. So no big deal. You just kind of keep moving. You will run into several times when they just won't tell you. There's a Q type right there. So that's what you're looking for, right? Are Q types. It's not going to be a great rock. It's not going to be terrible either, but it's not going to, you know, it's probably going to be like a 13 or 14%er. Goat Meister says, what up, 72? What's happening, my friend? Nice to see you. How are you today? Mox says, just sub. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mox. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to zip past this guy, but this is only going to be like a 2. Oh, it's an 8%er. Okay, not a great rock, but one nonetheless. So we're going to kind of keep on rolling here. We're looking for something to put the lasers on. We haven't done, you know, the Iron Halo's been very, very good to us lately. So today's been a touch slower, and there's nothing wrong with that, you guys. That's mining, right? It's, you know, you don't come out here every time you get a uni, and that's just kind of the way it goes. You know, you hope that you do, but you just come out and you give it a go. So the first run we did was a little over 20, and we're out here on our second run today. Kind of keep heading towards this. All right, not 3 bad, sir. Nice. Jeffrey says, I understand. Thank you. Yeah, please, Jeffrey, if you have, like, if there's any questions about the mapping, anything I can do, you know, when it comes to mining, you know, at all, and especially, you know, I definitely understand the keybind thing can be really helpful to have, you know, have those things mapped just right, because you can go really fast that way. Very smoothly. Obi John says, I never noticed the rock type, QP, etc. Best type rock? I'm looking for Q types, Obi John. Q types are Quantanium. This is the thing that's made the Iron Halo so much more lucrative recently, right? Is that you can get the types of rocks. And so you're looking for Q type rocks. Thank you. Stone Dog says Q, yep. So I'm out here and I'm focused and I hit, you know, you have to have the mining laser out, so you have to have a prospector, right, in order to do this. But that way you get up to 12.2 km away. You can actually know that you're headed towards Quantanium. You don't. The old meta is you used to kind of fly in and do a visual, and and that's never great. I mean, there was no way to tell at a distance. You know, you could on Lyria tell at a distance because if it's more than 2 rocks, but there's an E type at 12.2. 0128 says, I like the belt between RCL1 and CRUL4. I like the belt there too, Zero, for sure. I am Dave says, can you use more than 1 laser at a time as a solo in the mole? No, not solo in the mole. You can only use 1 laser at a time. Now, I bugged it and got another one working one time, but I know it wasn't supposed to work that way, and it didn't. It only worked that way for just a second. I could never figure out how to do it again. It's a good thing I couldn't. I might have. Drac says, you got a new friend request in Discord, assuming I did it right. I see him up there, Drac, and I'll definitely get to him right after the stream for sure. That's awesome, Drac. I love it. Hey. Ah, there's two buzzing the tower right there. You guys, that's so funny. He's got his Gladius. Great ship, by the way, the Gladius. And he's, you know, he just buzzed the tower and put a good scare into me for a minute. I was like, oh no, somebody found me in here in Halo? No, it was Chew. He's doing a great job. That's awesome. And released a little bit of chaff, and so we got a little bit of a light show there. That's awesome. And, all right, so we're moving in. There's an E-Type there, no problem. Mr. Azai has joined the party. That's fantastic. 14's joined the party as well, you guys. You know, we certainly have some great people around today. So if you guys have questions about QuantCalc, if you guys have questions about, you know, flying in Star Citizen, if you guys have, you know, all of the division leads are on board right now. That's awesome. And you guys are doing fantastic. So we got lots of awesome people around today. So, oh whoa. There's a Q-type right there. Probably not a terribly good, you know, rock right there. Miles, how you doing? Miles gives a salute to everybody. Drax says you got friend request. Yep. Marcus says has the friend issue been resolved? You know, they did have an issue with the friends a lot going, but they kind of got that nipped in the bud for now. Yeah, I think it's this guy, right? Is that a Q-type right there? Unscannable rock. It must be this guy right here. Ah, it is this guy. And this is not going to be a great rock. Good morning, Milas. Nice to see you. Stone Dog says, finally got my Prospector all fitted with stealth. Freelancer Max kitted out and painted. Ain't Quant Rocks cooking. All gravy from here. Stone Dog is getting his house in order. Love it, Stone Dog. That is exactly great to hear. Guys, also, I don't know if Driz is still on. Everybody should give Drizniz a round of applause. Driz is somebody who came to the, you know, probably was checking out, you know, mining before, but did spend a little time on the channel hanging out with us. Driz bought his first Prospector, and I think he told me he had 16 loads cooking in the hopper. That is a full-on 100% bit by the game bug, loving it, pure miner type of thing to do. So, you know, guys, if you see Drizniz, you know, give him a round of applause. He definitely deserves it. I love hearing that stuff, you know what I mean? That stuff is always awesome, so. Cool. All right, M-type, no problem. All right, well, that's, we're just looking around. Look at all the folks that have joined the party, you guys. This is fantastic. Having some fun in the old party. E-type. Drax says, gives a big salute to Driz for sure. Driz. Dirt Dog 792. Nice to see you, Dirt. How are you? Milo says he was having a hard time with the belt and I couldn't find your scanning video. Driz, my boy. Yeah, you know what? The scanning obviously has changed dramatically, and so we've been, you know, part of the group of people that have definitely been trying to let people know there's a new way to do it, and when you do it the new way, it's definitely a great thing. There's the Q-types right there. That actually looks like a cluster head, you guys. Potentially, at least, it looked like it was at least more than one rock. So let's go ahead and we'll head over here this way. Yeah, nice to see you, Dirt, for sure. Daniel, nice to see you today. Daniel, how are you? I've never done much with my Prospector. So what do you mean by outfit it's for stealth? What sort of drill should I aim for? Just trying to learn. Daniel, you've come to the right channel. You don't need any stealth components. That was something that we tested and it doesn't really work. Daniel, what you do need, though, most importantly, is a Lancet MH1. That's going to be your mining laser head. There's 14, you guys, right there. That is awesome. A few beautiful rocks to look at here. Yeah, the Lancet MH1 is what you're going to want to have for sure. That rock right there is going to be, you know, that mining head is what you want for Quantanium mining. And then, you know, with that, you'll probably want to get an Atlas drive, Daniel. That's going to be a versatile drive to kind of get you around a little bit until you can, you might pick up a short range drive if you're doing short range runs. But really, the Atlas is a great drive, kind of all arounder. So an Atlas Quantum drive, a Lancet MH1, and some Brants to get started with. BRANTDs, those are the consumables that go on the end of the laser. Start there and then get yourself comfortable. This is not going to be a good rock here. What about this guy? We'll take a look. This may be an okay rock. This is better than an okay rock. This is a 44%er, you guys. So this is awesome. Awesome 44%er. This is a 40-40, 50-40, really, a 49-31. Beautiful rock. The gang shows up, and of course, you know what happens when the gang shows up. Your luck goes through the roof because they're here. and that's the way it goes. This is a 50-40, beautiful rock. This could potentially be a unicorn. We may be ringing the bell here. Let's see. Stone Dog says, I know the stealth doesn't do anything, but one day it will. Yep, Stone. That's why we tested it, Stone, for sure. So Dirt Dog says, just an MH1 Lancer for the belt. I also do recommend an Atlas drive and then some Brants as well. They'll help you. And that's exactly what I have on my ship right now. And I have mine for lots and lots and lots of hours. And so, you know, there's a method to my madness, and I'm not saying my way is better than any. Get comfortable with what you want to do with it, but this is what I tend to find works the best for me. So, putting a little power into the rock, and we're going to kind of do the rock breaking part of it now. So, hope I spelt it right, Gray Peters. I'm sure you spelt it right, Gray Peter. You're a sharp, wizened fellow. I'm reaching for some coffee. Guys, 65 likes today. Thank you so much. If you're lurking in the background there, please do come and, you know, hang out with the team. You know, there's you could work your way into the Discord on the QuantCalc channel. We have some excellent people in there who want to talk to you. You don't just have to mine to come to the channel here. We talk all things Star Citizen, Theory Crafty. Nothing's off the hook. Like I said, please do like, sub, hit the notification bell. Please check out Spectre Fleet. If you're interested in organizational gameplay, for sure. And then QuantCalc, if you're interested in you know, ascertaining very quickly how much SCU is in a rock. You know, it's an awesome tool to do that with, and we're really excited to have so many people on board today, for sure. Drax says, if you make stealth feel, if stealth makes you feel better, it's working as intended. You know what? It is. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you know, anonymity can sometimes be, you know, some level of security. Obviously, the Aaron Halo is good about that. You can see that this is a rock right now that wants to kind of, you know, fight a little bit, but it's no problem. We got this guy for sure. It'll build up in there. 44%er, 49-31. If this thing breaks clean, like I said, we're going to be looking at a unicorn for sure. And so, yeah, that would be great. You know, second run of the day would be a uni, and we will take it. And it is only. It's early in the day. Which tool about SCU did you mention? Daniel, excellent question. There's a link in the description below. It's called QuantCalc. It's, you know, the guy who was on the stream earlier, too, who's flying around me right now, is the guy who actually designed it. You know, brilliant guy. You know, I had this idea one day. It'd be nice if you had this mobile tool on your phone for telling you how much SCU would be in a rock, and he designed the tool. So you put in the mass, you put in the percentage, and it tells you how much SCU. It's a $1 app. It's on the Google Play Store. It's only for Android right now, but it will come to iOS at some point. I know we're working towards that, and you know, we don't, you know, that doesn't make us rich or anything. We use that money to kind of support our Discord and keep Spectre Fleet kind of upright, kind of financially, you know, so nobody has his money out-of-pocket expenses on their own. So it's really used for a good cause as well. I mean, the money goes to a good place. It's, you know, we're definitely somewhat non-profit. Hey, you guys, that didn't go well. That wasn't what I expected. It was a lag spike there at the end. It did look like it was getting a little funny, but I think we're going to be okay. It was right at the very end, and I don't think it's going to... If anything, it may cause a touch of a scatter, but I don't think it's going to hurt our profits too much there. We'll have to look. That's a 10%er there. Let's see what we got there. That's a 39%er. And that is a 91%er. Yep, so 91%, there's nothing there. I don't think that's, yeah, it might have got some of our profits a little bit for sure. That turned out to be a 10%er. And there's a 40%er. Yeah, there was a lag spike there towards the end. So, you know, we'll deal with it. No big deal. It just kind of jumped up there towards the end. We'll go ahead and break this guy down and get in what we can get in for sure. So we might have messed up our uni, but you know what? That happens from time to time. It was just kind of a lag spike. No problem. We'll go ahead and roll this guy back to like a 14%er and keep it on the even and roll back here. Hi, I'm in for cargo. Not really a good miner. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man, too. Nice to see you. How have you been? Obi-Wan says, oh, how did you make the mining head move like that? If you hit G a couple times, it will actually free up the mining laser head. So that's how you do that. You tap G a couple times. Ray Peter says press G. Yep. Obi, thanks for, and then TG says thanks for your help. Have a good day. Thank you, TG. You're welcome, sir. No problem. So yeah, this one definitely got away from us at the very end. It doesn't happen very often on the stream, but it just did. My eyes kind of turned. I noticed it was in a bit of a lag spike there, and she jumped up at the very end. And we're just going to pull in what we can pull in and make the best of it. All right, keeping a good eye on this guy. We got about 30 seconds left on the brand. We should be able to break this guy down as well. Drag says, I would need QuantCalc version for my PC. I don't have Android phone. I think you can run it off your PC if I'm not mistaken. I think 2 can answer that question for us. But I'm almost positive you can. I haven't tried to do it before. It's trying to cook in there a little bit. Let me just kind of... My eyes are wandering over to the chat. All right, in we go. Keeping a good sharp eye on it, making sure we're not getting any kind of silly business again in there. All righty, and we'll get this 10%er while we're at it. Andrea says, how's the mining today? Andrea, it's not too bad. We just kind of, we got a 20 SEU run. We had a pretty good rock here, but I cooked her a touch, and I think we probably lost a little bit of it, but no big deal. That's what happens with mining sometimes. I kind of was looking at the chat, had a little bit of a lag spike, and we, we're recovering. We're just going to break her up and see what we can get on board here. Dirt Dog says, what does the brand module do? It reduces the instability by 75%. So the Lancet mining head will reduce the instability by 75%. And then you have the Brant will stack on top of it for an additional 75%. So you start out at like a 10 instability on a 100% Quantanium rock. It drops down to a 2.5, and then like a 0.61 or something like that. So it makes it. Leos, nice to see you. Leos, how are you? Very nice to see you. How are things going? It's going great, sir. For sure, Leos. No complaints whatsoever. Alrighty, you guys, let's see here. We, like I said, we're gonna have to look here pretty good. Okay, that had nothing in it. There's our first hundo. We'll go ahead and grab that guy. We're probably not gonna have a whole ton of those in this particular run now. We noticed like I said, we ended up cooking some of this, so it was a nice rock too. But that happens, and you just got to put your head down and keep on fighting. Alrighty. Here's another rock here. This is not going to be a full... Yeah, it is. Nice hundo. Okay. We'll take that. That's going to get us north of 10 SCU. Looks like 11 and 12. Alright, there's a 30%er there. There's nothing there. Justin says, how do I join? There's a link in the description for sure. Go ahead and grab the, jump on in. And also, you can jump right into the Discord. And I think there's some people that are chatting in the Discord right now. So come on over. Once you make it into the Discord, there's a channel that you can jump in. And I believe there's some folks hanging out. 35%. Oh, my stars in heaven, you guys. Boy, did I cook this rock. That's a nothing. It's probably not going to have a whole lot in it. We'll see. That's 100% barrel. Hey, there's a piece over there I missed, though. Potentially. 100% quartz. Oh, no. That doesn't have anything in it either. Yiker, dudes. I must have cooked her good. Question, why do you run 3 Brants? Well, it's a question. It's a great question, Spearhead. I don't normally run 3 Brants. I normally run the FLTR-XL and a couple of Brants. It's one of those things where the FLTR-XL, for whatever reason, was causing a little bit of a snag on, when I was pulling in Quantanium, it was resetting. So I'd get to like 20 SCU and all of a sudden it'd go back to 0, right? And that just wasn't ideal for sure. So the rest of the stuff doesn't have anything in it, I don't think. No, that guy had nothing in it. I'll pull back just to make sure I didn't see something fly off in the distance there. And I don't think I did. No problem. We'll just go ahead and spool it up here. And we will head back to CRUL1 for sure and make it happen. Alright, so off to CRUL1 we head. We're going to take this guy back into the hopper. Set that route. And we'll go ahead and spool up and head that way. There's Mr. Azai right there, 14. Hanging out. We're going to head back towards CRUL1 and pop this guy in the hopper. Juan Carlos says, lost a lot of quantity explosion. I did, Juan Carlos. And if you watch the stream a lot, that doesn't happen very often. It does happen occasionally. And we just have to, you know what? It is what it is. There was a touch of a lag spike there at the end. Everything, it kind of stopped. She jumped up really fast. It's just fine. We still ended up with a little under 20 SCU. You know what? You just kind of put your head down and come out for the next load. We'll see what we do. Obviously that was a nice rock. We missed a good opportunity there. Joe Blogs, I hope I answered the question on what the brand does. But if I haven't, yep, it lowers the instability by 75%. It makes quant mining usually much more stable. Yeah. Andrea says, you can never have enough brands. You always run out of the most important. And yeah, you definitely want to have lots of brands on board. I definitely believe that when you're Quantanium mining. So the overcharged rock breaks cause mixed ore results? Yeah, as you can see there. Dave, that was actually a pretty nice rock. That was a 50-40. That should have had probably closer to 40 SCU, and it looked like I popped about half of it, unfortunately. So yeah, it did happen there. That spike destroyed my ship a few times. It's just a lag spike, you guys. They happen, and no big deal. Let's keep our foot on the gas. We're going to go and put this guy in the hopper and head back out to the Halo and grab one more load. Do we join the group to Discord? Is there a link? So, Justin, I think if you go to SpectreFleet.space, you can see the Discord link. If you happen to jump your way into the Discord, you'll see a channel with some people in it, I believe, and you can jump in there. And let me know if you still need more hand with that, okay? Dirt Dog says, got to get back to the 12-hour shift. Thanks for the stream. Dirt Dog, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Sir TV says the brand gives a boost. So the brand reduces instability by 75% on the Quantanium. That's what it does, Sir TV. Stone Dog says, I'm not using any mods ATM. I'm in the belt. You don't necessarily need them, but the brands are nice to have on board for just kind of cooling off the rock a little bit. As you can see, obviously, didn't help me there, but that was 100%, if I would have been, kind of not necessarily dual engaged with the Chad and stuff, I might have caught it a little earlier, but no big deal. That's what happens. How do you break 6 to 8K rocks? I am Dave. Well, Dave, in a situation like that, you're probably going to want to try a bore max, and you're going to have a lot better time cracking a 60 to 6500 than anything. Bore shifts and wave max mining gadgets will help, but you start getting up around 7,000 mass, and it's not really going to be a thing if it's a high percentage of Quantanium. So, you're going to have you can sit there and load tons and tons of mining gadgets on there, 3 or 4 of them, but that becomes, necessarily diminishing returns on your profitability. So, but you can do that. Derek says, Brant costs 2K. That's 2K off my profit. Well, it has 5 charges. So, you can actually break 2, if you're careful, you can break 2 rocks down with 1 charge. Gray Peter says the best way is to get a friend to help you, and I think I agree with that. Having, like with our mining team or whatever, lots of times people say, hey, I'm over here on Lyria, I have an 8K rock, I need a hand breaking it, and someone else will jump on, give them a hand. And when it's a big rock like that, and if it's a high percentage, sometimes 2 people come away with the unicorn, which is always a beautiful thing. So first run was around 20 SCU. This run was around 20 SCU, you guys. So, the last 2 or 3 streams, we've gotten unis and tons of unis. This time it's a little more of a working man stream. That's okay. That's what happens. Sometimes you just got to put your head down, work a little bit. We're going to get this in real quick. We're going to pop this in the hopper. We're going to head back out and do at least one more run in the air in Halo today. We're just having tons of fun answering your questions and you know, just kind of cruising along here. So I'm going to pull out the gear. I'm going to pull out the VTOLs. I'm going to request myself a landing. We're going to bring this guy in. We have not heard first alarm yet, so we're in good shape. I am Dave. Say brands probably mitigate the micro lag a little. They do a little bit. They didn't save me there, Dave, but that's a very good point. Sean James, welcome to the channel. Thanks, bud. What's needed after a long day's work is a good old mining stream. I can appreciate that, Sean, for sure. Daniel says the best places to mine. Well, Daniel, Lyria is going to be an excellent place to mine. The Iron Halo is going to be an excellent place to mine. And it really depends on what you're mining for, but I would recommend Lyria, and I would recommend the Iron Halo right off the bat for the you know, HURL3 sometimes can be okay as well, but you have to be careful because sometimes NPC pirates spawn there. Derek M says, I use the Lancet, no modules, and I never overcooked a rock, not even a little. Fair enough, Derek. I have definitely in my years overcooked plenty of rocks. You know, I have my moments from time to time. Obviously, it's a whole different game when you're kind of streaming and chatting and doing that kind of a thing. But for the most part, if you go back and watch the streams, I don't overcook things very often. It happens. You know, I don't crash into stations every time, but it happens. You know, it's just one of those things. I mean, you know, you just kind of, there's 14 right there. It's awesome. You know, and we're cruising in here. We're just taking it in nice and easy. Down we go. And very nice touchdown landing. We're just going to go ahead and do a post-flight here. We just heard first alarm now, so we're in good shape with that. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the engines, and we're going to back out of this guy. Colton says, do you have a schedule for your streaming? Colton, I don't, and I know that I should, but I just kind of jump on when I jump on, when life permits. You know, life is just sometimes busier, sometimes not as busy. And so I hope it's someday to get on a regular schedule, Colton, for sure. 71 likes, you guys, by the way. This is awesome. You know, I really appreciate the likes, the subs, you know, the absolute wonderful attention. I mean, hold on, I'm going to click this and run for it. All right, I clicked it, I think. I'm going to run for it. Got to stand out here, guys. The elevators are dangerous. So you know, public service announcement. If you come to CRUL1 and you definitely want to click the elevator button and make a run for it and stand out here and wait for the elevator to do yourself a favor. Do that. Marcus says, Quant stresses the crap out of me. I can really appreciate that. See, now it's open. I'll run in and I won't get killed by the thing this time. So, yeah, Marcus, that's one of the reasons I do the stream is I think it does. I think other people kind of have that issue as well, where they kind of like, oh my stars, you know, it's a dangerous thing to handle. You know what I mean? Stone Dog says, is there a way to see the countdown to boom when piloting? You can pull out the mining laser. It's got a countdown for sure. You know, yeah, I mean, absolutely, you guys. So we're got our second run in here. Both of them have been kind of, you know, 20s runs, not unicorns, but, you know, we'll take them. There's nothing wrong with 20s runs. I'll actually kind of show you guys the numbers just while we're down there. Let me store this guy first.
The ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Got a friend request coming in, and I'm going to take it. Cool. I'm going to store this guy. We're going to run down just to give you an idea because it's important to understand. I've had 2 average runs, and we will still have made a fairly decent amount of money so far in the stream today. So it's, you know, Quantanium mining is very lucrative, and if you only get 20 SCU on board, you're still not doing. You're not having a bad day. Now, like I said, if you watch the last few streams, we've had lots and lots of unis and been really lucky. But today, it's a little bit more of a working man stream, and we've got to go ahead and get the, you know, you gotta work your time, serve your time, and you know, and grind it out a little bit. So, luckily, I have enough money, so no need to stress myself. Fair enough, Marcus. I appreciate that. Derek says, is there a way to avoid the elevator acting like an airline? Not necessarily. Oh, I got another party invite coming in. I'll take that too, for sure. Nate says D&D has mimics. SE has elevators. Yes, D&D does have mimics. Man, I have a good buddy of mine, and we play D&D a lot with a regular game. It's been going so good, and I really love to get a D&D stream thing going with him one of these days. He's got like probably 4,000 or 5,000 minis. Awesome table. Well, I mean, at least a couple thousand minis. Paints them. He does such an awesome game. 0123, the good old lift, love, tap. Yep, exactly. I am Dave says, how do you know the quant percentage from a distance? Well, Dave, I'm taking a random guess. It's just based on the amount of red overcharge, and then based on the how wide the green. The more red and the thinner the green optimal window is, the better rocket's going to be. Usually, that's the way to tell that type of thing. All right, so here we are, you guys, on our little second run here. You know, not a great one. I definitely cooked a rocket touch there. No big deal. We'll go ahead and pull this guy in. So it is important. So even today, right? You guys, so far, you know, let me just kind of grab the calculator. We right on. Now this isn't going to be a ton, but just to give you guys an idea, we got 2193 plus 1930. So that's 4123. So if we take 4123 and we times that by 88, we still on the stream today have made 362,000. You know, that's not bad money. I mean, it's just, you know, 362,000. We go out there. We're going out there for another run. So we still could easily hit $500,000 today. And we've had, you know, kind of quite honestly an average day, and you know, and one of them was a mistake on our part, which happens, and the other one was just we didn't find a great rock the first time out. So, you know, that's the thing. You know, even an average day, Quantanium mining is an awesome day. You know, I mean, for you know, you make good money, you have a good time, you get to talk to people, hang out, and yeah, it's beautiful. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a snack bar here as well.
Finding everything all right?
Oh, Dave says, oh, you can see the overcharge window from 12. No, not from 12 point. You have to get closer. You have to, you know, that part of it comes when you get within 1,000 or so, Dave, for sure. Obi-John Kenobi says, I would love a D&D stream. Oh, I would love to do a D&D stream for sure. Obi-John for sure. I am Dave says, sorry, mostly listening as I am working. No problem, Dave, for sure. I'm really appreciate you asking your questions, for sure. Derek M says, the higher the instability number, the more quant it will represent. That's exactly right. That, you know, higher instability number definitely means, you know, a better time with the Quantanium. So up we go. We're definitely going out for one more run. We certainly can't end the stream by any stretch of the imagination when we mess the rock up. There's 14. There's quad. You guys, it's nice to see you. There's 9. That's awesome, you guys. I love it. So, yep, we're definitely going to go ahead and go back to Hangers and Habs. We're going to go out and do one more run at least. Almost 80 likes today. I so appreciate it. Tina, nice to see you. How are you today, Tina? Welcome. Welcome. It's nice to see you. How have you been? I know it's been you know, I was even saying to two, you know, had some life issues this week. It's been a busy week. So it's really nice to kind of get away from that stuff and just kind of spend some time with you cats and kind of get this party started. What did I do? Look where I came, you guys. In my infinite wisdom, I flew over I went to Habs and Hangers, apparently. Or I went to Galleria. We'll go to Hangers and Habs. Stone Dog says, I've eaten so many burritos at CRUO and I got an ulcer. Fair enough, Stone. I know what you mean. I eat those as well. Nate gives Atina a salute. Love that. And so in we go. 84 likes, you guys. What a great day today. You know, the stream has done well. Hey, look at let's go looking forward to you guys. Just look at this, you guys. There they are. Hey, there's the M50. There's quad. There's 9. You guys. So much fun here, you guys. Obviously, you know, Spectre Fleet is a really special place. I mean, I know that I have had nothing but the best experience with the Spectre Fleet. They are all great, you know, super good human beings. And Spectre Fleet, you know, it's a lot. You know, I just do this incredibly tiny part, which is do a little bit of mining, and try and do whatever I can to help kind of, you know, manage some of this stuff a little bit. But the other folks who kind of, you know, who kind of step up and run Spectre Fleet, they're just excellent human beings. And you can learn a lot. I mean, organizational gameplays, there's nothing funner than that. You know, so just, you know, I love it when the guys show up on the stream and monkey around, and the gals, Tina, you know, and everybody, you know, and so just absolutely just love it. Tina says, sorry, I've been absent. Work decided to do an inventory around 9K pallets of empty cans. Oh my stars, Tina, that's a ton of work. That's crazy. You know, so absolutely, let's see, Siren, cool, we're checking out here, utility, Brant, in we go. P-Man says back, welcome. Derek says, I carry Wham burgers with me. Oh, we got the backpack burger going. Derek does. That's hilarious. All right, we're getting full of the prospector. We're heading out one more time. We can't overcook rocks and let that stand. I'm gonna have to focus really hard now, so I don't mess up these next ones. Pad 4. We're heading back out to the Halo one more time to see if we can't get lucky. Obi John says, gotta go. Great stream as always. See you in the verse, peeps. Obi John Kenobi. First of all, that's got to be one of the coolest names I've. I love that name, Obi John. I hope you have a lovely Saturday, sir. Truly, thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of the stream. You're one of the many people who make the collective experience here so much better than if you didn't stop by. So appreciate your input, sir. Have a lovely day. Out to the prospector we go, and we are going to make another run into the air in Halo because 362,000 over 2 runs is average, and we want to do a little better than average if we can, but you never know. So we're just going to put our foot down and go give it a try. All right. By the way, we've had some great subs today. Thank you very much for all the subs, all you new folks who kind of snuck on and subbed today. It's not lost on me that that's happened. I've had a couple of donations today. Those have been super that always keeps me in better coffee for the coffee in the Quantanium stream. I love that. I really appreciate it, truly. And so I just, I can't thank you guys enough when you do that kind of stuff, for sure. So we're headed towards ARC L3. We're going to go ahead and up off the pad we go. We're going to pull up the gear. And Obi John says, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, Obi John, for sure. And then Just White says, Lancet MH1 Alice Drive, you suggest upgrading shields? Not necessarily, Justin. I think the stock shields are fine to get started with. I mean, at some point, if you're flush with cash, feel free to upgrade all the comparts you want. But I don't normally, quite honestly. Now, we are going to be working on kind of kind of putting the most hit points versus the best functionality into prospector, a durability prospector we're thinking about building and doing some testing with, but we haven't done that in a little while. So if you have a Lancet MH1, some Brants, and an Atlas drive, you're ready to go Quantanium mining. You just want to go ahead and familiarize yourself with the scanning mechanics, and then take your time the first few times. Just don't worry about yield. Don't worry about this or that. Just do the things right. Practice. And get some Quantanium back to the hopper. Even if you get 10 SCU back to the hopper, 1,000 units, that's still pretty good money, 88 grand. So, Geesley, thank you so much, Geesley, for I appreciate that. That's so kind of you, sir. I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate those, truly. It's one of those things where, it's funny. I, tease my wife. She's like, you spend a lot of time on this. I'm like, well, people do appreciate it, and easily. So I really want to tell you how much I do appreciate you, and that's a very kind of you, sir. Truly appreciate it. A little more good coffee for the team. Derek says, level 9 refinery or 9 refinery orders to be delivered right now. The lowest being 22 SU quant. Derek, that's a nice load, sir. That's absolutely a nice load. Easily, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Derek says, HUR3 back to CRUL1 is a good start point for the newbies to climb. HUR-L3 to CRUL1. Now, the one thing about HUR-L3, you guys, though, is sometimes it will spawn some NPC pirates, and you just have to fly away if they show up. Not always, but sometimes. All right, we dropped out of the Halo here. We're going to go ahead and do our thing again. You know what? We're just, we're looking for rocks. Pull out the mining laser. We'll get a ping scan going here, and we'll just kind of free it up here, and let's see if we can't get rolling. That's an E-type. That's a P-type. 12.2. Not getting results there. It is a cluster, bit of a cluster there, but no results there. And up we go. Boom. Q-type right there, right off the bat. We'll go in and check this Q-type out. Hopefully, we definitely could use a little miner's luck, and we'll see if we have any here. So we'll kind of fly in on this guy. I am Dave says, could you explain the VA UXT3 Stampede Surge meta? So, there is this Stampede. The Stampede Surge meta is what you do is it allows you to crack bigger rocks. So let's say you get to like a 6800, something you could not crack. You fire a surge into it, and then you let it decay to a point where you fire a second surge. And when you fire the surge a second time, now there's a wait state, like a 15 or 20 second wait state between the two surge bounces. But when you're hitting that second surge, you're trying to get it up into the green optimum as close as you can. And when you do that, then you hit your stampede to try and get it to run through the optimal window as quick as possible, and it allows you to crack a bigger rock. So yeah, I mean, that's why you would do that for sure. Tina says, toggle your Q drive to turn the jump sound off. I don't hear the jump sound. Do you guys? I don't know if you do. But that if you do get it trapped on, that you can actually turn the power off the quantum drive and turn it back on, and that will actually get rid of that if you hear that for sure. Derek says, same with ARC-L3. I had to fight 3 Cutty Blacks, 1 Caterpillar in my Prospector. I did succeed. 2K in damages on the Prospector, LOL. Yeah, that's the thing, the Lagrange points can definitely have, NPC pirates, and I don't always recommend NPC pirates as a thing to be doing in the Prospector. They're definitely mining you. You're not mining them in that capacity. All right, a couple of opportunity markers out here. Let's see what we got. This guy's not communicating back. No problem there. What do we have here? Boom. That's P-type. We're going to keep moving. Beautiful day today. Oh, it's so nice in northern Michigan today. It's like 68, not a cloud in the sky. A little chill. I mean, when you live by Lake Michigan, it's a little chilly to swim until it's like kind of, yeah, it's actually dangerous to swim until a little later in the year. But I was telling my wife, I'd really like to, I think we're going to go out and find a swimming hole tonight and do a little swimming. I really, in northern Michigan, you got to take advantage of these June, July, and August days. That's for sure. Tina Peterson, Derek says, hey, it's fun destroying them. I know it's a disadvantage. Fair enough. Slayon, nice to see you, Slayon. Not a name I recognize. Just started Quantanium mining yesterday. Do you have a preferred location for selling refined Quantanium? I myself take it to Area 18. That's where I like to take it. I never have a problem dropping it off there. They always take it in at 88, so that's where I like to go, to that TDD. But if you went to Loreville or whatever, that would be fine as well. So that's a P-type there. So yeah, that my preferred is Area 18, but it's kind of because a lot of times I have kind of some things set up at CRUL1 and some things set up at ARC-L1 for Quantanium mining. Drax says, found the org Discord server, and now we wait. Awesome, Drac. That's awesome. KSS says, howdy, V. Hope you're well. I have noticed that with the new Prospector meta that I am finding Q-types very, very quickly in the belt. I spend no more than 10 minutes. Are you getting that? KSS, I normally am getting that. Today's been a touch slower, but that's okay. The last 2 or 3 streams I've had, if you guys have watched those, they've been like unicorn runs, super duper duper fast finds or whatever. There's a Q-type, a couple of Q-type rocks out here. And you know what? We've pulled in 40 SCU today. Not our best, at it, but still a respectable day nonetheless. And we're out here for our 3rd run. So yeah, I mean, the Halo has been producing faster for me than Lyria. It's why you're finding me in it. That's for sure. Daddy Warbucks, welcome to the channel, Daddy. Not a name I recognize. Is the Rock DS worth it as far as mining 2 people on a surface? Daddy, I don't think so, honestly. Now, there may be a use case in the future where the DS, like if they put a lot more like rock spawns inside caves, where that little different, the different angles that you can get that thing at may make a difference. But right now, if between the Rock and the Rock DS, it's the Rock all day long for me. The DS is not really a great, now this is not going to be a great Rock either. It's going to be a 2%er, it looks like. Let's go ahead and give it a 2%er there, and this is a 3%er here. So nothing great there. Let's go ahead and kind of crank in the scan here. 50. What is this guy here? That's an M-type. That's an M-type cluster too. A nice one. There's Quadsar flying by. How you doing, Quad? There's Mr. Azai out that way as well. And we will go ahead and I will turn this guy back on, and we'll just kind of keep flying in this direction. 2 normal rocks over. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't disagree with that. I mean, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. You know, I would recommend 2 rocks before I had 2 people rock mining out of a DS. I agree with that 100%. For sure. So yeah, KSS. I mean, definitely the Aaron Halos picked up significantly. Now, it's been, like I said, just a touch slower on the stream today, but that's okay. We've had a great... We still have gotten close to 400 SCU going. Here's some Q-types over this way. We're headed in. Nate says, in my opinion, Rock DS is the worst vehicle in the game. Fair enough, Nate. Nate didn't hold back. I mean, you know, you know me, guys, I'm always a little more politically sensitive, but Nate fired both barrels, and I don't blame him. The Rock DS definitely has become there's a touch of a meme behind it at this point. I don't know if it's quite that bad, but definitely there's a lot of strong opinions on it for sure, and I love it, Nate. Slan says, sweet, thank you. My friend Driz recommended you. Really enjoying Prospector Mining so far. Driz has had I'm glad to hear you have come aboard, Slan. This could be a nice rock, you guys, by the way. Glad to hear you've come aboard for sure. You know, Driz is, is obviously turned into a real good miner here in the last few days. I know that he's got 6. He told me he had 16. Started kind of watching Prospector Mining and then ended up with 16 in the hopper. He kind of, the bug bit him. And that happens to us, you know, a lot. I mean, a lot of us miner guys, you kind of get bit with the bug and off it goes. So, got myself a little bit of a... We're going to come on in here. This is a 4630. All right, I'm being attacked. I'm not exactly sure. Quadsar is attacking me. And Mr. Azai is getting him, and they're having a little bit of fun over there, you guys. So that's the boys right there, having a little bit of fun, enjoying it. Driz is a great dude. Yeah, Driz has been really a wonderful... I really enjoyed... I mean, his enthusiasm is absolutely contagious. Driz has been a super fun guy to kind of chat with a little bit here and there, and really I just love where he's at with things. You know, he's got great energy, Driz. Drax says rock honking is a habit for me. Call Me Craven says, have you pledged the Prospector or do you just grind it in game? You know what? Call Me Craven, that's an excellent question. The one thing I will say is if I could buy one... First of all, I do own the Prospector with real money. If I could own one ship in the game, if they only allowed you to buy one ship with cash in the game, for me, it would be the Prospector. Oh, I got an inbound missile, you guys. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. And I don't have any chaff or whatever, so you guys are really having some fun around here. Not exactly sure what's happening, but we're just kind of mining and let them do their thing. And Gray Peter says, "Hey, are you finding? How are they finding you in the Halo?" Oh, a lot of these guys are guys in the org, Gray. They're just kind of hanging out and having some fun, and apparently shooting missiles at me. We'll see how that goes. You know, anytime things end in explosions, you have to remember, you know, it's never necessarily bad for the channel. And there's definitely some guys flying around having a little fun. I just got bumped. Okay, that's a thing. And I'm in kind of a death spin. See if we can kind of pull this guy out of there for sure. And yeah, not necessarily great. Think some NPCs found you? Yep, they're trying to get me for sure. Fleet is defending you. That's reasonable for sure. Probably, here comes Solinari as well, so kind of keeping an eye out over there. I think it was Quansar who attacked me. So what I probably could do, let's just go ahead and, I don't know, maybe just do that. I'm assuming it's that. I don't know. If it wasn't you, Quan, then no big deal. So, yeah, no big deal. Let's go ahead and we'll get back to mining. definitely a heated exchange going on out there in the world, and no big deal. We'll just kind of do our thing, you know. The fleet is definitely defending me. I absolutely appreciate that. Drax says, forgot about things that go bump in the night. We like things that go boom in the black. That's exactly right. Pyro says, looks like the Fighter Friday turned into Fighter Saturday. Fair enough, Pyro. You're absolutely right. I've been, missile locked and bumped and having some fun out here. Drax says, hate to see you get blown up by friendly fire. Drax, that's all right. No big deal. Ain't nothing but a thing. Fulton Yoder says, gives a salute with the pineapple. Fair enough. And hold on. I'm taking a look here. What's going on? Oh, nice. I definitely not sure what's going on there for sure. It's definitely something's gotten hot out there, you guys, and I am, they are definitely doing a good job defending me. So apparently, there was some people had decided to kind of come in and interject, and the team has. I didn't realize this was going on, you guys. I just kind of had my head down. I kind of looked at the Discord, and it's definitely gotten a little hot out there for sure. And the team has moved in to respond. So that actually I didn't even realize was going. I'll tell you what. I did get bumped, and I did get a missile lock on me. You're in good hands when you don't. I mean, obviously some hot stuff was going on, but I just thought, the boys are playing around. They did a great job keeping me safe. That is fantastic. Apparently, it did get a little grumpy. Goatmeister, thank you very much, Goatmeister. That is super appreciated. That is a solid extra cup of coffee coming this way. I appreciate it, sir. That is awesome. So we're breaking this off 40-30 down for sure. And we're going to take a look and see what we got here. So 3 times 4 is, of course, this is probably another 20-some SCU rock. What do we got here? 53 SCU. Look at the team out there hanging around. Gotta love it. And, they're doing some battling over that way. Got a decent cup of coffee. Yep, that's awesome. So that's a 38%er there. Someone says, this is the future org smart. Yeah, well, absolutely, Stone Dog. Listen, you guys, one of the things that you should know, and I think you probably do if you watch the channel, some of the things that are coming up in the verse, I couldn't do without Spectre Fleet. I mean, they're going to be, they're going to be kind of, they're going to be the muscle that protects the mining organization. I mean, the mining's just a small part of what goes on in Spectre Fleet, you guys. That's for sure. I mean, it's a whole other animal of FPS. We got Marines, we've got mechanized infantry, we have light, medium, and heavy fighters, we got bombers, we've got just a logistics team, we've got medical. All those things are critical pieces, to your organization for sure. So we're going to break this up and see what we get here. Didn't break up clean, and what would today? Today's been a working man stream, so we'll keep on working. I'll fire that Brant, and we'll just kind of try not to overcook anything if we can. Keep it honest. Grio says, did somebody request a hammerhead escort? Grio, that's awesome. But definitely, the boys are having a little fun today, and like I said, something got a little hot, and they looks like they took care of it. So that is awesome. I do have lots of people on my friends list, and I don't know if it was Quaddy or not, but I do have lots of people on the friends list, and and from time to time people do come and monkey around, and I am always so blessed that 14 and 9, 2, 10, they keep their good eye on me, make sure that for the most part my stream has stayed pretty safe. I know that there's been a couple of times where on the stream there's things have heated up, and those guys take care of them. That's awesome. So Milas is asking, any relation to the Eve group? Nope, no relation at all. But excellent question. And what do we do from time to time, Milas? We get that question asked. Drac says, oh, I might do okay manning the turret. Of course, Drac. Main value be mining logistics. Yeah, well, absolutely. And you know, the logistics theory crafting is just kind of chatting about the mechanics and stuff. That whole thing is really important. You know what I mean, Drax? So just being able to kind of share wisdom. And I know that you have you know, you've done a lot of shipping stuff in your life, so you know, I know you know a lot about it. Justin White says signed up and just waiting for approval. That's awesome, Justin. That's fantastic for sure. All right, kind of breaking this guy up and getting her on board. Definitely a working man's cluster day today. Now, I did have a nice rock and, you know, and did her in a touch myself, but that's okay. You do not want me as the pilot of a fighting ship. Fair enough, Drac. Listen, I can appreciate that. Rio says, I may have a bomb problem. Just an eclipse, but I already got my eye on the A2. Yes, the A2 is... That thing, Grio, and by the way, Grio, that's a sneaky gunship. I mean, that thing's got a lot of firepower on it, the A2, with its turrets. It's got turrets everywhere, and they're big. So if you get that thing fully manned, I mean, it can dish out some pain. Gray Peter says, same here, no good at fighting, but quite good at mining. Yeah, that's me, Gray, for sure. I'm definitely just the sheep among wolves. That's for sure. There's a hundo. We'll get this party started with a hundo. And what do we have over this way? That is a 70, almost an 80%er. We'll go ahead and come back to that guy when we want to. And that's 100% quartz. 100% Quantanium. I think if I'm going to head out to HURL3 for the next run. If, depending on, hopefully, I don't know if the guys are busy or not. HURL3 has a lot of NPC pirate activity. So there could be definitely some activity out there. And I want to, like, HURL3 has been actually producing pretty well. It's just every time I fly over there, there's NPC pirates, so... All right, we'll pick up this 93 for sure. I know I left another 80 on the table. This was not going to be a unicorn anyway, so that's a nice rock there. We've got 13 SCU on board. That's nothing there, and this, some of these are not going to be as clean over on this side, but we'll see what we can do. That's a 66%er there. See if we get a little better than that first. 100% quartz. Another 62%. We'll start picking them up. Death Charmer says, I have a problem mining. My game tends to lag when the rocket's heated, and then I can't stop it from overloading. Any tips to maybe negate this? No, great, Death, I just had that happen to me just a second ago. So just you should know. I mean, I mine all the time, and I'm very careful, and it just happened to me. So I would say, once again, the Lancet MH1 and a Brant would be your first stop, and then just trying to kind of get familiar. You can almost tell it's wiggling a little bit, but then it stops. It kind of freezes, and when it freezes, I think the right thing to do would maybe just turn off the laser for a second. It's a terrible thing because it will slow you down a bit, but that's going to be your best. Hey, there's one I forgot, you guys. Let's go ahead and break that one down. That's awesome. I didn't realize there's a 30%er out there I missed. But, with a little bit of the activity happening. Derek says, RAM cache and increased RAM helps a lot. I agree. I know that, well, first of all, SSD was the biggest thing for me. Of course, having a decent GPU, CPU. But then, outside of that, the thing that I've noticed the biggest difference in was when I went from 16 to 32 gig of RAM. For whatever reason, a lot of the windows started opening way smoother and that type of thing. And yeah, that was definitely a thing. Awesome. So 30% of this rock was good stuff. And notice we still have 13 minutes on the timer, you guys. I mean, if you miss a break, don't panic. Just break it. You got time. 12% there. This is probably going to be a little better in this one, I would imagine, then. This must be pretty good percentage in this one, I would assume. Yep. There's a hundo. So that's going to get us solidly over 24 SCU. And, oh, right in there. There's that 12%er. I don't know that there's anything else. So that's a nothing. That's nothing. That's a 79%er. Let's grab that. All right. Well, this is Silas. How you doing, Silas? Nice to see you. So that we're 26 SCU there. A little bit better run this time. I know we have this 12%er. There's an inert guy. Let's see. Let's just double check these. Nothing, nothing. I think this guy was nothing. We do have that 12%er to finish up on. Yep, that was nothing. That was nothing. So this 12%er is going to kind of be our last hurrah here. Maybe this will get us up. Probably won't hit. Nope, we're full on. So we'll go ahead and we will clear route, and we will start heading back to CRUL1. And today has been an excellent, 26 SCU is a good run, a very solid run, very respectable. But, we haven't had the unis today like we normally do, and that is okay. Mining is some days, absolute just awesome, and some days you got to put your foot down and work at it. Rodney's asking, what do I use for a GPU? I have a 3070 right now, Rodney, and I play at 1440p. Buck Peter says 80% still sitting there. Oh, Buck, I hope I didn't miss that one. I might have. If I did, I'm sorry about that. Grio says 32 is the sweet spot. Derek says I have an i7 77K CPU and a 1060 GPU. Derek, that works just fine. Christian Daha says, what laser to use? Christian, that is an excellent question. That is the Lancet MH1, you guys. That's what I use for it. Hey, you know what? We're at 90 likes, you guys. So some of you guys who have snuck on here, if we could shoot for 100 likes today, that would be awesome. Great stream today, you guys, so far. We've had some really excellent support from the Spectre fleet today. And I'm going to take this guy back to the hopper, and I'm going to try to fly over to HURL3. That place normally has, kind of NPC pirates, and we'll see if maybe the guys can sneak over that way and get them, either I'll run away for my life or they'll blow them up. Silas says, short, pay a tribute, pop by day been long and mentally excruciating, trying to unwind for a moment before hitting bed. Silas, thank you for stopping in. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I love it when people come to just kind of unwind, have a little fun, and just kind of chill out. Roland, welcome to the channel. Roland Kruger. We're doing a little asteroid mining. We had 3 runs into the belt today. We've been doing really well the last 2 or 3 streams. We had lots of unicorns in the belt. This one's been more of a working man stream today. We've had some 20s, and a little bit of a higher 20 here. So we're running in with our 3rd run from the Iron Halo, and we are going to shoot over to HURL3, I think, for 1 run as well. And see what we're doing over there. So nice to see you, Roland. Welcome to the channel. Silas, like I said, that's why I do the stream for sure. Hey, 3 more likes, guys, and we're at 100 likes today. I don't know that I've ever had 100 likes. That's awesome. Derek says asteroid will be easier to find quant for sure. Moons and planets will take longer to find a quant rock. Lyria used to be kind of, because anything more than 2 rocks was Quantanium. Lyria was really the meta for a while. And it still is a very good place to do it. I'm finding that the Halo's a little more consistent solo mining myself. And it's, that's a little bit of a change, but you know what? We just kind of roll with it here. And today hasn't been the greatest example. Like I said, 3 mid-20s run or 20s runs. But you know what? We definitely have been tearing it up here lately, so we were due to have a little bit more of a working man's day. Roland says, I mined for 1 hour on Lyria with no luck. Any tips? Yeah. Roland, you definitely want to make sure that you're doing the scanning, right? There's a certain way to scan the rocks where from a distance you can tell if it's more than 2 rocks. So make sure that you've brushed up on your scanning mechanics. That's the best you can do. And I'll tell you what, every 15 minutes, if you're not really finding anything, not a bad idea to hit an OM marker and just kind of reset the table. So, like I said, I have been almost permanently on Lyria for the last several months, but the last 3 or 4 streams I've been in the Iron Halo, and it's for a reason. It's been consistently faster. So I am going to pull this in, and then I'm going to head over to HURL3 and head out there for 1 more run today, and we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the gear, roll back the VTOLs. We're getting in close. I still haven't heard first alarm, so We're bringing in this 26 SCU run right now, which 26 SCU is, it's a pretty good run. So calling for our, landing pad now. And we're moving in here. They usually give us this one down here, and that's the one we're banking on. They're going to give it to us this time. Yep. Derek says, I flew around Leary for an hour and a half, only finding 2% quant. Leary has tons of 7K rocks. Yeah, if you find those 7Ks, you're going to have a wave shift or a bore max on board, and 7K in a high percentage isn't going to be easy to do. So you're definitely going to want to, right now, like I said, I've been focusing on the Iron Halo a little bit. It's been producing a little better for me. Rodney Richardson says, does an individual have to have a chance of mining by themselves and not get killed? Rodney, absolutely. Now, I've been very blessed today that the Spectre Fleet guys have been out here hanging around and helping me. But Rodney, you can absolutely mine every day, all day in this game and have very little chance of running into somebody. And that is absolutely right. Well, what 14 is saying, yes, in the Halo, that's exactly right. Now, you were seeing some activity in the Halo, but those are some of people that that are in my organization and kind of know where I was at, and I was in their group. So that's why they could track me down and that type of thing. But yeah, you absolutely can mine and have and have lots of quiet time in the Iron Halo and not necessarily worry about it. So we just heard first alarm go off. I did do a post flight there and got some fuel on board. We're running in. We're going to take this guy, put it in the hopper, and I'm going to head out for one more, at least, run to HURL3. Now, HURL3, like I said, the last time I went to HURL3, I did 3 scans, and 2 of them were Quantanium, but I got chased out of there with my tail between my legs because of NPC pirates. So, and by the way, Rodney, welcome to the channel. How have you been? Death Charmer says, I only ran into AI pirates in a group of people mining. Fair enough. All right, I'm going to run over here. I clicked it one time. I'm going to hide out over here. I'm going to get myself a sip of coffee. 98 likes, you guys. 2 more, and we got 100. I'm loving it. The Halo is super safe. The most hostile place is when you come into Lagrange points, but if you just rush into the Armistice Zone, you should be completely fine. Pyro, that's a good point. I mean, that's something I guess I never have tried in HURL3, is just maybe beelining for the Armistice. But I definitely have had my fair share of NPC pirates getting me in HURL3. So I'm coming on in. History teacher. History? How have you been? Nice to see you, history teacher. History teacher says, I've been out of pocket for about a month, spent some time in the hospital. Glad to see your channel's picking up steam. History, I am sorry to hear that. Glad to hear you're out and about, and hope that you're doing well. You have been missed. Absolutely. History, I don't know if you know this, but you've kind of inspired a couple of my, at least one of my videos on the rented prospector, I think. So yeah, absolutely good to see you, History. I'm glad that you can make it back. I'm glad you're getting out of the hospital and feeling better. Pyro says the Halo is super safe. I would agree with that. The Halo is super safe. The most hostile place is when you come to Lagrange. Yep, exactly. Derek, Mila says 69 watching. Nice. Yeah, nice. Exactly, Mila. So I pick up what you're putting down there. Nice. Derek says, generally speaking, you can speed up to 800 and go slow before hitting the hangar. I will do this even with a full load of Quant 2. Yeah, Derek, I think you've mentioned that to me before. I definitely need to practice that more. I just kind of mindlessly, I'll just go into there and land. And sometimes I even crash into the station and make Drac happy. I blow off. Zero says, woohoo, just found out 2 40% Quantanium asteroids grouped together. That is a nice set of doublers, Zero, for sure. Butch and Peter says, how do you get to the Halo? Well, you drop out. There are places you can Google it. Butch. And what it is you go from, like, for instance, like if I'm going from CRUL1 where I am now. Oops, and hold on, I just rolled the map to ArcL3. I start my quantum location. I drop out of quantum at 11.5, and it puts me right into the Halo. So there are these spots where you know that you start from and that you head towards, and you start your quantum jump, and then you stop your quantum jump by halfway there, and you just kind of wind up in the Halo. That's how you get to the Halo. And there's also lots of good YouTube videos about that. Rodney Richardson says, still having trouble getting my own ships to spawn. Rodney, you're not the only person who said that in the stream today. It seems like people have been mentioning that. Guys, we're at 99 likes, by the way. Rodney Richardson, history teacher says, worked the better part of yesterday on Lyria, having 10 loads in the refinery. History teacher, I don't know if you know this, but, there's this new kind of scanning meta for the, for asteroid mining out in space, and it's been pretty good. So, we're kind of enjoying that for sure. I am going to do this get quote. No, I'm doing the wrong method there. Just kind of get quote here, confirm. We got the Dynamic Solvenation. Boom. All right, so let's kind of add, just once again, I'd like to kind of tell you guys the numbers because this has been a fairly average stream today. 2193, 1930, plus 2615, plus. So 6738. So 6738 times 88 equals, we still have done 600,000 AUEC on the stream today. So you know what? I mean, just so you got 101 likes, you guys. Oh my stars. That is awesome. Yeah, definitely one more run I have in me today for sure. I don't even need any water or anything to drink. I do have a bar with me if I needed it. We just hit 100 likes. That's awesome, you guys. I love it. We are gonna head out to HURL3 and see how it goes over there. One of the things I will say is I'm sure you can see them about here, and I'll use the elevator time kind of to. Here, let me kind of get in the elevator as we head up hangers and habs. A couple of things for some of you who are new. Yeah, over 100 likes. Let's go. 14. That's awesome. Best organization in the universe, SpectreFleet.space. Link is in the description. You can actually bounce over to the Discord now and chat with some of the guys. They got a channel open, I think. Absolutely best organ in the verse. Also, QuantCalc is a $1 on the Google Play Store. It's an app. You can download it. It actually will tell you how much Quantanium, how much SCU of Quantanium is in a rock. You put in the mass percentage. You can do multiple rocks. It's right now on Android. It's going to be coming to iOS. I hit 100 likes and I find a 49% Quant Rock in the Halo. Pyro, that is awesome, a 49%er. Legal Alien says, congrats, that's awesome. Yeah, man. It's been a beautiful day today.
What?
Hey, what's happening? Yo, what's happening? And there's Solinari. Look at Sol's. Look at how sweet Solinari's gear is right there. Yeah, that song looks like straight fire. Look at how, Solinari's looking. Hey, you're looking awesome, man. I love that armor.
You too, man.
That's awesome.
Welcome.
That armor is fire right there. I love that stuff. Cool. We're gonna. Oh, let me do at least a bit of a pre-flight here on the Prospector. We're gonna head over to HURL3. Like I said, it's been dangerous over that way, but there's a couple of folks hanging around that might be able to keep me out of the fire. So we'll see how it goes. And so we'll head over to HURL3. I'm going to go ahead and pull the Prospector now. History teacher says, I watched one of your streams 2 days ago and caught the tips for scanning made my mining endeavor yesterday far more rewarding. Yes, I'm glad to see that, teacher, for sure. And really glad to see you're back, history teacher. I'm glad you're home from the hospital. I know that, I have some family in that situation this week as well. It's never an easy thing, so just, want you to know I'm going to put you in my thoughts for sure. Drax says, like the helmet. Yeah, that helmet's awesome that Solinari was rocking for sure. And so we pulled the Prospector Pad 3. We're heading out one more time. We have had an awesome stream today, you guys. We've got over 600,000 AUEC in the hopper, and it's been an average day of mining, but it has been a spectacular day of chatting and a spectacular day of just kind of doing our thing, right, everybody, for sure. This is kind of what we do on the mining channels, Quantanium mining in mass. And so I normally like to put 3 or 4 runs together if I can. I always have this, whenever I go into a stream, you guys, I have a minimum of 2 runs. You never know how fast they're going to go. You never know. Sometimes there's lots of people on board, sometimes there's not, and it's okay every time. I adore the conversation that goes on, and collectively you guys have taught me so much about the game. History teacher says, Space Shorts, if you unequip and then re-equip the mining modules, they seem to refresh and never run out. Unless you use them completely on a mining run. History teacher, I am going to test that for sure. I'm gonna test that, and if that's a thing, I'm gonna put a short out, and I'm gonna dedicate that short to you, sir. That is a tip of all tips. I will take and put 1 on there. I'll burn 4, and then I'll go and replace it and go out there and burn again. History teacher, I will test that for sure. That's awesome. Jojo says, how do you auto land? Available on all ships? Well, you can hit N. I think when you get, and hold it down when you get kind of close. I think that's what it is. When you get close. So anyways, yep, we're kind of gearing up here, you guys. I am going to go ahead and hit F2. Now listen, we're going to head to HURL3 this time. So I'm setting route to HURL3. And I'm going to fire up this guy, and we're going to go ahead, and I'm pulling up the gear. And I'm just going to pull away, and we're going to head towards HURL3 this time. And we are going to head over. There's the boys having a little fun right there. That's awesome. So HURL3, I'm on my way. Hold N over the yeah. One of the things I will tell you, it's so funny. I know I know a lot about mining, but little tips and tricks like about, hey, like what's the, how do you, Mr. Azai 14 is going to run circles around me with game knowledge when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm so happy how he participates here, because he absolutely can answer questions a lot better than I can on a lot of the base knowledge stuff. So thank you, 14. I truly appreciate it. Jojo says, okay, thanks. Milo says, hold N when you're near a landing pad and you have the landing gear out. Yep, that's another thing. You got to be close and the gear's got to be out. So, for sure. So, lots and lots of old faces, familiar faces, lots of new faces today, you guys. What a lovely stream it's been. It's been a bit of a working man stream. We pulled a little over 60 SCU in the hopper. So we gotta, obviously I'm excited to be able to go over to HURL3. There's a couple of the guys hanging around. I think you're gonna, if any NPC pirates get after me, I think they'll probably take care of them for me. I'm rolling the dice. I got my fingers crossed. And so Mr. Zai says it's all for you. 14, man, where my heart is, brother. Drac says, suspect I'll be wearing out the N button. Drac, you'll be fine, man. You can actually land without the auto dock just fine. 104 likes, you guys. Today's been a beautiful day, for sure. Absolutely love it. Likes and subs. Had a few donations today. Got some fresh coffee coming. You guys have been just wonderful today. That is true. So, all right. So we're coming to HURL3. The last time I went, I'm not promising it this time, but the last time I went to HURL3, I pinged 3 times. 2 of the 3 were Quantanium, and then I got chased out of here by NPC pirates. So, not saying that's going to happen this time, but you know what? Crossing my fingers. History teacher says, is the fact that you play in 1440p the reason that your screen has a larger view than mine? Potentially, history teacher, yes. Because I notice when I go to 5120 by 1440p, it's even further back. So very well could be the case, for sure. And then there's that field of view can change too with your greater resolutions. History teacher, that never used to work. They must have changed that. Thanks for the tip. No problem. Yeah, I mean, that's a great tip. Derek M says, I made a call out for a landing. Alt N, fair enough. Ray Peter says, landing is easy at CRUL1. You should have no trouble. I agree with that 100%. Just take your time. Mila says, landing without auto dock is super easy. The speed limiter key. Yep, the speed limiter key is very important. I agree with that. Mila says, landing without auto dock. Tina says, set SOV to over 100. Yep, your field of view. This is what Tina's talking about, and this is exactly right, you guys. So here, let me go ahead and show you this option. It is in graphic settings. It's field of view. Right here. Set that as high as you can. It does make a difference, sometimes. So, all right, so I'm going to pull the mining laser out. I kind of sat here for a moment to let the fellas catch up, because as I kind of come out here and I start pinging, we're not always necessarily going to find, it's going to take a little while to find stuff, and then it's so funny, 14 is right on. Oh, he is that opportunity marker. I'm like, look at that opportunity marker. It's right next to 14. It's like, oh, yeah, it's him. That's awesome. So, you've got to kind of fly in towards the station a touch before you start, when you first come out of Quantum, don't be scared if you hit it and you're like, hey, I'm not seeing any opportunity markers. You got to fly in just a touch to get them. And that's a normal thing. You've got to kind of fly towards the station a touch before you'll start seeing them. So don't panic, like I said, when you first come to HURL3. don't panic at all. And I'm even going to roll back to a 360 scan. And I'm not picking up a whole lot yet, but we'll just kind of keep on heading in here. I know the couple of times I found rocks over here, they were nice rocks. So just kind of heading in this direction. And there's our first hit out at that distance, and we're going to scroll in, and we're rolling in here. It's 12 point. And we hit that. That's a Q-type right off the bat, and it's more than one rock. So this has been happening, you guys. I don't know. Like, HUR-L3 is becoming, like, I've hit a lot of Quantanium here. I don't know what's going on. I come here, and now I keep getting chased away, so I'm glad that, you know, I could not come here without the Spectre fleet kind of watching my back for sure. But I've been coming here a lot, and I've been finding an awful lot of Quantanium. So I'm just mentioning, you know, it's just one of those things. It's now NPCs will spawn here. Can you mine gems with the Prospector? You can pop them, but you can't extract them. Andre says, I've had that bug since 3.17.1 where auto cruise is active without being activated. It takes several times of activating and deactivating. Yeah, that's got to be crashed, Andreas, a couple times into a station for sure. Mila says, Death Charmer, that's a view zoom. Fair enough. Jojo says, Derek says, Andreas hit S, and that should turn that off. Interesting. All right, so I'm doing a lot of ping. I'm not flying in that fast, did I not? I didn't turn in my speed. You know, I noticed. I was going to say, I'm not moving that fast, so it's because I didn't turn up yet, darn it. And so in we come, for sure. Pull that mining laser back out. We're going to take a look at these guys and see what we got. So first rocks we scan. This is not going to be a good rock. This is going to be a 2%er. That's a blue cap. That could be a very nice rock, though. We'll have to see. Let's get up there. There's a lot of overcharge. Now, it could be a 15 or 16% or 2. You don't know until you kind of get your scan results, but let's take a look. That's a nice rock, you guys. First rock I scanned coming here, 4931. I'm going to do one other thing just because I'm curious, right? I am going to hard focus in on this one right here. I mean, I have been finding a lot of Quantanium rocks. I don't know if this is going to allow me to do it at that distance. That might be a ship out there. I don't necessarily know. I'm going to ping this here. Oh, it's, yep. I'm just kind of curious. I have really had a lot of luck with clusters being Quantanium. You know, here, like, you know, or rocks being Quantanium. It's just been kind of uncanny. Now, I haven't been able to hang out here a ton because of the NPC pirates, but, you know, with the guys here, it's just fine. So, man, I really am at a spot now where I can say I've pinged 4 times, you know, in HURL3, and 3 of the 4 it's been Quantanium. So it's interesting, you guys, for sure. Anyways, yeah, it's just, you know, this is a nice rock. We're going to mine this guy for sure. This is a 50, you know, a 5035. This is a great rock. I'm actually going to, kind of curious here. I'm going to boot up QuantCalc, and I am going to take a look at this. Now, I'm drifting a touch, and keep an eye on that guy for sure. I got to turn on this phone. It was off, so it might take a moment. But yeah, I mean, that's basically 350 at 5. That's pretty good. I mean, there's potentially a uni in here. I don't know if any of you have QuantCalc. You could buzz it in there. My phone. I was charging my phone. It was off. That has it on there. There we go. Loosen up the old mining head, and in we go. Got myself a radar lock for just a sec, but she broke, and I think the guys are out here having a little fun. Definitely NPC pirates can spawn. Oh, and so you got to keep your head on a swivel out this way. And maybe one has spawned. I see kind of a white. Incoming for sure, potentially. But I fear not with 14 and those guys 10 and 9 and those guys around. So an NPC would be making a very big mistake if they can't come over this way. NPC pirates spawn as soon as you start mining. That's what it is. Like, that's exactly what happened to me too, history teacher. Is the minute I start, I mean, there was Quantanium in almost every rock I found over here. You know, but they weren't, you know, good ones. But as soon as I found one the last time, as soon as I put the lasers on it, they attacked me. So I wonder, that is interesting, history teacher. And so that's actually kind of an interesting thing. So you know, that's exactly what happened to me last time too. And so I do wonder if that's what's going on. And if it is, that's kind of very, very interesting. So it's something I'm going to look at with HURL3 going forward. It's a very good thing to note. So we're just starting to get up into the green here. I do want to be careful, right, you guys? I don't want to overcook this rock like I did the one. So I'm going to definitely flirt around with the bottom part of the optimal if I can. I don't want a heavy jump up. You got a radar lock there. And just drop. Starstreams 105 likes. Yeah, you know, the chat has done really well today, sir. You got her pumping. Starstreams is on, you guys. Say hi. Everybody say hi to Star. Yeah, man, it's been great today, for sure. Been wonderful. All right, so the laser turned off. Now, I didn't explode that guy, but she did pepper up a touch. Hopefully that didn't... I mean, I was not in the red at all there. So this is going to be... That's a nice 64%er there. That's the 2% there. That's going to be a nothing. That's going to be probably a pretty close... That's a hundo, so that's a good 12 SCU there. That's going to be nothing. Oh, there's a couple of other chunks over there. That's going to be nothing. That should have a little bit in it as well. So 70%er there. We'll go ahead and hit the 70%er first, so we'll get the stuff broken down. 107. Starstream says, I've been lurking. 109. Look at all the likes, you guys. That is just awesome. Love it. Love the likes. I mean, 109. You guys, this has been awesome. Had some really wonderful, subs today. You know, I really appreciate all. Memphis, yeah, nice to see you, Memphis. How you doing today? Laughing Purgatory, yeah, I added one to the count. LOL, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. History teacher says, I offer 15K. It seemed like a legit payday. Laughing Purgatory is a hero. That's awesome. And yeah, we're just kind of we're breaking these guys up now, for sure. Big 64%er here. We'll bust this guy down next. We're at 39. I'm going to rush. Try to get it up there with 30 seconds left. 36, 35, 33, 32, 31. I didn't quite get it in there at 30, but close. And so we're trying to get... break this thing down. Tina's saying hi to Star. Star saying hi back. 113 likes, you guys. This is amazing. What a good day today. Had some wonderful, wonderful, participation on the channel today, and I super appreciate it. All right, so we're breaking this guy down. Rex 8112, welcome to the channel, Rex. It's trying to fall out. I'm gonna try and hold it up in there. Oh, she fell out hard. Bumping it up, pretty good. Turning it off. Ah, good. We broke her down. She tried to run a little funny. This is our 100%er here. This is like 14 SCU right here. We'll make sure that we drop a brant on this guy for sure. And so, good question there. Hold on, I'll get to it in just a sec. Just want to get this guy stable up in here. Rex says, does anyone know how to actually buy mining parts right now? Yes, Rex, I have a video on that. Port Alisar is going to have Lancet mining heads, Brants, Area 18, Port Alisar, or just Dumpers Depot is where you guys want to go. Dumpers Depot on Port Alisar has Lancet mining heads. They have Brants. If you're looking for Surge Stampede, those are at Shubin. There's Dumpers Depot on Area 18 has mining parts as well. I did put out a little video about where to get those mining parts. It has green text, in the title. I can't remember what it says. I think it's just called Locate Your Mining Parts type of thing. Oh wow, I clicked out of the game. And so yeah, I mean, definitely check out that video. That can help for sure. Matthew says everybody must get stoned. Fair enough, Matthew. That's awesome. So yeah, Rex, I hope that answers your question. Yep, I have a good video out on that right now. Star Streams, have you been able to get back into the verse? I said, yeah, I think Streams did mention he did, which is awesome. Dumpers Depot, yep, on Area 18 and Port Alisar, again, totally awesome recommendation there. Kane, how you doing, Kane? Hey, Space Shorts, how you doing? Looks like your Star Streams and Streams Talker. Yeah, where you are. We've definitely got star streams for sure here today. A couple of times have been lovely to have him, and or he's been here. I think just kind of lurking and it's been great. All right, so this guy's nothing. That guy's nothing. I got that guy broke. I got that guy broke. Where are we at here? I think we're ready to scoop, you guys. Let's start doing it. This is a big 284. What do we got? 13% Quantanium. Not that guy. We'll have to come back to that guy. Not getting a result on that one. Oh, no. I wonder if we 30K'd here. Let's see. Oh, no. Of course, it's a quartz rod. The scanner wasn't working, so I kind of... There's a hundo right there. We weren't going to get a uni anyways, guys, so... What did I lose? Had to log off father duties. Nothing there. We're just kind of doing some mining, Rui, for sure. And we've not doing too bad. We got a couple of 20s and a 26 in there. Yeah, I know. It wouldn't give me the thing there. It's no big deal though. This was not. It maybe close to a uni, I guess. There was pretty good stuff in here. There's another hundo right there. We'll pull that guy on board. History teacher says you're too far away. I could get a little closer if I wanted. No question about that. All right, so, I mean, that's a good point. Maybe I was too far away. Oh, yeah, there's a hundo. We'll pull that guy in. We only got 0.03 of quartz on there, guys, so I can still call a mulligan uni. Mulligan uni is when you're within 0.1, 0.10. So, 100% quartz, 13% or nothing there. Nothing there. Hold on. Nothing there. Nothing there. What about this guy here? 14 SCU on board already. Nothing to sneeze at. There's another hundo. We'll take it. Kane says, I think Streams is just going around spreading the love. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm going to test that theory a little bit. Maybe I'm a little too far. Let's go ahead and take a look. That's a 43%er. We'll come back to that.
Hey, Seven, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, too?
Good. Heard you had some action going on.
Yeah, we did, man. It got a little hot, and the guys just were right on it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was fighting them, so just seeing the responses. So,
it's funny. I think a lot of folks were just a little surprised that that can happen, but it can happen. And
yeah, it can. And we were in first, and in the air and Halo, so most likely it's not going to happen in most cases. But
yep.
I accidentally ran into you, so sorry about that.
No worry. Oh, it was you who ran into me.
Maybe. Maybe.
That was funny. No problem whatsoever, man. I mean, I appreciate. I mean, obviously, that the guys. It's always such a blessing. I mean, the guys are always so willing to help and that type of thing. And it's a situation where, as everybody knows who's watching the stream for sure, there's going to come a time when you're not going to be able to do any of this stuff without the type of help that the guys have provided today, the support that was necessary. And somebody tracked me down into Halo and tried to make fun of it, and the guys got on that guy. And as the stream, you guys may not have noticed, I just went about mining. They took care of business.
I know. I was like, God, he's just continuing going on his mission.
Yeah,
somebody ran into me.
I mean, yeah. Well, normally I would run, but I'm just like, you know what? Explosions are never bad for the channel, number one. But number two, the guys are there, man. They got me. I know they do. So, beautiful run right here, you guys. This is an excellent run. We've got 31.41 SCU of Quantanium. So very nice. I'm going to back away, get a little bit of situational awareness here. I'm going to spool up the quantum drive. I'm going to head into CRUL1 and spool this up. So history teacher says if you get the instability reading, that's not the contents reading, you can still tell if it's 100% Quantanium. Yes, you absolutely can, based on the kind of the wedge there, the optimal wedge. Tina says, I bet Space Shorts is lurking back when I lurk on Star Streams from time to time. There are times when I want to say stuff in there and I don't, but there have been a couple times when I snuck on there and just kind of like when I'm working especially. And one of the things about Star Streams, you guys, I'll say is I don't know how he does these 12-hour streams. I mean, that is a crazy amount of endurance. So that's actually really nice because as your day wears on, you can find windows to jump on and watch streams. And he's, obviously, you're not going to find a better rock miner in reverse, I don't think. Tina Peters says, what I love the most about happiness as the fleet is you had trouble before you... is the fleet knew I had trouble before I did myself. Tina, you're making an excellent point. The people around me who had formed the bubble, they knew that I was in trouble long before I did. Somebody shot me and they were... I mean, I didn't have to turn tail or run in the prospector. They were all over it. So, I mean, you guys, it's a blessing. I mean, Spectre Fleet is very, 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 very competent people in it. And it's super, super blessing. 0128, just started my refining run for a pure 32 SU yield. Makes me happy. Zero, that is a unicorn. A couple of people have called unicorns on the channel today. I absolutely love it. This is my best run of the day. I had a 26. It seems to be kind of ramping up. I did kind of a 20, a 20. One of them was was my fault. I overcooked the rock a little bit. That does happen. Then there was a nice 26, and this is a nice 30. So this is a very nice rock here as well. So nice run. So we're heading this into CRUL1. We're going to throw this in the hopper. So
Had about 6 or 7 people join the server here in the last half hour or so.
that is fantastic. That is a really good thing. And so we've definitely had some of you guys have come on board and chatted with us today. Thank you for doing that. You'll find that there's a super excellent group of folks that are just want to make you better at Star Citizen. Really, at the end of the day, that's what it is. We have a group, and we want you to come hang out with us, and we want you to just get better at Star Citizen and have a good time in a great group of guys. And gals. So, absolutely consider, checking out SpectreFleet.space and joining and hanging out. You're not going to find a better group of people to hang out with. History Teacher says, I'd be interested in knowing how many NPC pirates respawned during the last encounter. Sounded like 3 or 4. That's a good question, History Teacher. I will ask and see if I can get you that number. I was just mining. I don't have to worry with the guys. So, it is interesting, though. I found a lot of Quantanium in HUR3, and I'm going to do some testing on that, History Teacher. I think that's a very interesting point you made, because when I got jumped the last time, it was after I started mining. So it's just, I don't know. I think maybe that the whole act of kind of the server realizing you're there type of thing. Jojo says, how do you join? Well, you can go to SpectreFleet.space, Jojo. That can get, that will get you the Discord link. And then you can come over to the Discord, and there's people in the channel right now.
Yeah. Ken, are you listening right now? If you can, join the comms.
Say that again?
Oh, if Ken is listening right now, you can join the comms.
Oh, absolutely.
Landing gear down.
I'm actually, we're trying to set up for tonight. So.
Oh, yes. I definitely, the one thing I am going to do here is we're going to get this guy in on the hopper and kind of see where we're at from there here. Jojo says, cool. It has been an awesome stream today, you guys. This has been by far the most likes I've ever had. Had a wonderful concurrent viewers. And what's crazy is this week I hardly could spend any time, just with just life obligations and that type of thing. And so it makes me so thrilled that you guys would come and hang out and spend some time doing some Quantanium mining today. And I still think, even though we had what I would consider an average mining day, I'll give you final numbers here in a little bit. They've been fantastic. I mean, Quantanium mining, even on a middling type day, on a middle of the road type of day, is still incredibly profitable. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. And on the average, I'm not saying we did bad by any stretch of the imagination. We did good, but we weren't pulling in uni after uni, and that is okay. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this guy down. Yeah.
7-2, I have to go and join the rest of the group. But I just want to let you know that thank you for the stream. I'm going to go downstairs and talk to them. So
I'm going to do a sign off here, and I'll be down to join you in just a second.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Cool. Jay Hawker says, I tried to last form a fleet of prospectors to go out and mine in the Halo, but one of them was in comms with player pirates, and the rest of us had to run. Yeah, I can understand, Jay Hawk. That's the one thing that we have to be on our guard as well. And so we do have from time to time, I know Zell as 8 has had some what we call prospector derbies, which are we all get a bunch of prospectors and kind of see who can get the most Quantanium back to the ranch the fastest. I think it's like a 2-hour window. How much Quantanium were you able to bring in? You screenshot your refinery jobs, and then we kind of have like a 250 or a 500,000 spiff for the winner. So Jayhawker, we do some stuff like that from time to time, like prospector derbies and that kind of stuff. Love it, and I understand just exactly what you were trying to organize there. I am Dave says, anyone have issues with chunky power control? I seem to be able to adjust my charge by Dave. It's been a bit now. That happens a lot more with the say the Helix. But today I was noticing there's a touch of lag in the server, and I'm not complaining. It's been great, There's a touch of lag in the server, and it's definitely caused a little bit of heating, that type of thing. Andrea says, "Oh man, see how you went all over and just pushed me into the void." Yeah, that happens. I've been hiding from them, Andreas, for sure. History teacher says, "What mining laser? The Helix is more coarse." Yes, that's exactly what I was alluding to too. The Helix, for instance, definitely is a jumping around. But if you're getting a jump around with the Lancet, Dave, that's probably going to be more server lag. Dark says, "Thank you again for a truly amazing stream and amazing citizens in the chat today." I can't agree more, you guys. It has been an absolutely lovely stream. We've had some wonderful participation today. Lots of people watching, 115 likes. I've never had anything like that. And so that's absolutely wonderful. Star Streams has been absolute joy to have him on board the streams now and then, and coming and supporting, and we support each other. And I do highly encourage you to watch Star Streams. I do highly encourage you to watch his stream. Watch Jack Axon. Watch Star Streams. They do a fantastic job. And we it's just one of those things that we kind of push each other to do. Just to do as good of a job as possible, and I definitely am somebody who aspires to their level for sure. Nate says, "Dave, my mouse wheel does those jumps too. I have to roll up back." Yep, it does happen from time to time. Rui says, "So how many runs have I done today?" I've done 4, Rui. We'll do final numbers in a second. Clayton says, "What did I miss today?" A bunch of Aaron Halo runs, Clayton. No big deal, just lovely. Make sure you guys do hit like, sub, hit the notification bell for sure. I'm going to give you guys final numbers, though. We're not done. Black Moon says, "07 Commander." Hey, salute to you.
Hi, good to have you back.
Nice to have you on board, Black Moon. We're just finishing up today.
Everything all right?
So we're going to go with the Prospector here. We're going to set up work order. We're going to choose the Quantanium. This is our best run of the day. No unis today, but no complaints, right? Any day you get to mine in Star Citizen is a true blessing. It is an absolute blessing in life, you guys. When you get to play a little Star Citizen and just have a good time. And so, anyways, on to final numbers. You know me, I'll gush forever until I tear up. So we did 2193 on our first run. Once again, like I said, you guys, not a strong of a day mining as we normally have, but a really strong day with conversation and a really strong day. We finished up strong too. So there's a 20, and here's our last run of the day, which is our best run of the day, a 3073 plus. That is 9,811 units. 9,811 units times 88 is 873,000 AUEC. That's, and of course there's a little bit of cost in that. There's fuel costs and that type of thing. But well over 850,000. And so, yeah, one of the things that I always like to do here when I finish up the stream is this right here, is just to say, it's one of my things I love to say. I know it's corny. Hang in there. The coffee was fantastic. The Quantanium was pretty good today. But the conversation was phenomenal. You guys come and make the channel. Kane, appreciate, you guys coming on board. Black Moon, Andreas, everybody, Brianna. I couldn't name all the names. You guys are all wonderful. Truly wonderful to me. And I love doing this stream for you guys. I truly do. I mean, it's just a joy in my life to be able to do this. And a huge distraction sometimes from life, which is everybody needs from time to time. I have mined a few times at HUR3 and have seen pirates numbering 1 to 4. Also, you know what, Kane? I'm liking that HURL3 is doing that. We're going to organize a an organizational thing, because it's good that it's doing that, because there's good Quantanium there, and it gives our fighter groups an opportunity to kind of react. So I think I'm gonna talk to Zell about that. We're gonna be doing something with that. It's an excellent point, Kane, and I think History Teacher was making the same one. Mila says moonwalking NPC. Yeah, by the way, yeah, there is. Look at this. That's a very good point. What are you doing, sir? And doom 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 doom. Doom 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 doom. It's close to midnight. How about that for a little singing star? Anyways, Prince, salute. Nate, salute. Shorts, you make my workday go by nice and easy. Thank you, sir, Nate. Paul Gibson, yup, sub, great stream. Thank you, Milas, you guys. Here you go. Thank you so much. I loved every minute of it. Please take care of yourself. Enjoy your Saturday. 850,000 AUEC, but you people made the stream way better. Geesley, thank you so much. Geesley, I got you, sir. Thank you for that donation today. I really appreciated it. You all have a lovely day. Take care of yourself. Come check out Spectre Fleet, and we will see you all around the verse.